issue.
Okay.
I posted it. I've been posting in Discord. Was talking about it on MakerDeck today.
I didn't see the post.
No,
I
know.
Busy, so.
Yeah. It's all no. I'm bringing context to this because I'm going live because we might as well do something like this live because I need to do it anyway, and I've been messing with it all morning.
Okay, your focus is off a little bit on the.
Yeah, I know. It'll come in focus when theoretically.
Yeah. When you put your hand in front, there you go.
Yeah.
We'll give it a second.
Or maybe not.
No, it's fine. Anyway, everything you do, because it's a Bowden setup you have, right? It's not direct drive.
Right.
And because it's Bowden, everything you have to do with the PTFE, it has to be done while it's hot. The reason why is the PTFE goes all the way through the heat break down into the nozzle, right?
Right.
And because it goes all the way down into the nozzle, what you have to do is you have to heat up the whole hot end to about 230, take it apart and take off the nozzle. The nozzle has to come
off the nozzle
while it's hot. And here's the reason why. You don't have to loosen that.
Okay.
Remove the nozzle. The nozzle removed from underneath.
Right. No, I know that, but the problem is I have to release the grub screws at some point with the PTFE tube. No.
No, there's no PTFE. There's no grub screws holding the PTFE.
There is.
No, right? They're not holding the PTFE tube.
Yeah, they are. Swear, dude. I'm telling you, really? 3 screws. Yeah.
They're holding the heat break, not the PTFE tube.
Okay.
So, you have to heat up the hot end to 230. Yeah. Remove the nozzle. Right.
Okay. 230.
230. Get it hot. And remove the nozzle, and then when it's all hot, the PTFE tube, which goes all the way back to the extruder, right?
Yeah.
You need to push it with the nozzle off. Push the PTFE all the way down through the heat break.
So again, yeah, I do have to remove the top thing then, because otherwise I can't get to the PTFE tube.
Oh, so wait, stop for a second. Is this a direct drive or is it a Bowden tube?
It's Bowden. This is a Prusa Mini.
Okay, so the Bowden tube goes all the way back.
Sorry.
Does the Bowden tube go all the way back to the extruder, or is it just in the hot end? I don't have a Mini. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. Hang on just a second. I don't know if I can even move this here.
Here, let me bring up an image of a Prusa Mini. 1 second.
Boy, this camera.
I want to have a look at an image of a Prusa Mini because I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those machines, and I'm wondering, is it Bowden or is it direct? If it's
I want to say it's Bowden.
It's Bowden, right? I just saw an image of it.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I've replaced the PTFE tube on here before, and it was fine. I never had to do that.
You always do it hot, but here's the reason why.
Are you sure? I mean, if you're not okay, because we're dealing with a Prusa Mini here, and I don't want to follow the wrong direction for the wrong printer.
Show me the end of the Bowden tube that you have there. I see it hanging out there.
Yeah, it's just got a facet.
Okay, is that all as deep it goes in? It only goes in that amount?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's okay. So you're running a different type of. You're running a metal hot end then. So you need to flush something through it to clean out the heat break, right?
The heat break, or
that's everything from the
PTFE tube.
The PTFE is only on the top. There's no PTFE on the inside, correct?
No, the PTFE tube goes all the way through to the heat break.
So you need to get a piece of PTFE.
Okay, well that's gonna be a problem.
So you're telling me they're 2 separate parts, right? The outside and the inside are separate parts.
This is gonna be the PTFE. I only have like two left. Like
you're not going to push it through and pull it and clear out the heat break is what you're going to do. What's happening? What I believe is happening, right? The PTFE needs to come down to the top of the nozzle.
Yeah.
And they need to be hot and they need to merge together. And heat when it's hot, not cold. The reason why you have to do it hot is they have to kind of slightly melt and form together to create a seal with the hot and with the nozzle, the top of the nozzle.
Yeah.
If you put that in cold, there could be a slight gap there, and they're not sealed, and filament will build up and leak out amongst this.
Right.
And cause a partial clog, which is why your gear is pushing and not getting any. And
that outcome makes sense. So I'm basically going to pull this. I'm going to destroy another PTFE tube. I'm down to 2 tubes.
We're not going to destroy the PTFE.
Yeah, I got to get it out. And the only way to get it out, I'm telling you, I've tried to get this thing out and it always, it's not as easy as just grabbing it with pliers. Like I end up destroying the top and pulling it out.
And you buy them at that length. You don't have another length of PTFE.
I do, and I have 2 left. So like I've got to troubleshoot wisely, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, it sounds like there's material getting clogged up on the inside.
Yeah,
right?
it is. I'm sure.
It has to be done hot, by the way.
It is hot right now. It's 2:30.
Okay.
So the grub screws are in place. The heat break. Hang on. Here goes another PTFE tube.
And when you replace them normally, do you do it when it's hot or cold?
I don't know if I do either way. And see, the PTFE tube was fine. It was like, I don't know why this is not wanting to be. Everything was fine. Everything's cool. Everything's nice. Okay, now what?
Okay, with the nozzle off, you want to push PTFE.
The nozzle off. I mean, are you serious? Okay,
yes.
I haven't done this.
The reason why is you need to clear the heat break. If the heat break is not cleared, what's going to happen is you still have that stuff built up in there. Right. You want to get a piece of PTFE, an old scrap piece, like a longer tube, and push it all the way through and out the other side.
I have nylon sticks. I have like they
no,
suggest these
it
for nozzle F.
needs to be the diameter of the PTFE.
I don't have longer PTFE tubes.
Well, the piece of
I have nothing.
Do you have an old piece of PTFE you pulled out?
No.
You dumped them. Okay.
I don't have them, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, still remove the nozzle. While it's hot, take the nozzle off.
All right, hang on. I'm going to set.
Be careful. Now you'll need 2 pliers. You need one to turn the nozzle and one to hold the heat block.
I got to get something I thought I had something upstairs to put the.
Yeah, you need an adjustable wrench to hold the heat block away from the thermistor and the heater cartridge and wires, and then loosen the nozzle and take it out. It's fine.
I apologize.
I know what needs to be done, but I know how to clear them out. But I can talk you through it.
Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out why this. There. At least that's somewhat in focus. Okay.
Yeah, that's focused.
I need to get a glass bowl to set the nozzle in so I don't burn everything.
Leave it down on a piece of wood or whatever. Anything that's flat. Yeah. If anyone's watching, we're just helping Chris clear out his heat break because he's getting a partial clog, it sounds like. His gear is turning and the extruder is not pushing material enough. So we are going to take the nozzle off, clear the heat break, and then reassemble the whole thing hot so it creates a proper seal.
All right. It's 2:30. I've got this. Let me move this up a tiny bit. Sorry, it's out of focus, dude.
It's fine.
Yeah, as you can imagine, running MakerDeck is a lot more fun than this.
Maintenance is part of the job, right?
Yeah. Okay, so.
Yeah, that on there.
And it's just got some filament.
I would be holding that heat block if you had other pliers. Or an adjustable wrench because I wouldn't want to try and spin it.
Give me a second. Dang, dude. I don't have a lot of clearance.
Yeah, just don't go near go from the non-wired side.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So you don't want that to spin and cause damage. So
I don't want to drop it on myself either.
That's true.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Hey, Madcat.
It's at 2:30, but there we go.
You're tightening.
I'm tightening? Oh, I am.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey, but it's upside down, so it's backwards. Remember?
No.
Now you do. While that's hot, knock it out of your nozzle tool. Because you don't want to get stuck in there with the filament that's on it.
What?
You do not want the nozzle. Take the nozzle out of that quickly. Because there's some filament on it. You don't want to stick it. Okay.
Now, I'm trying to get it out quickly. I can't. Shit.
Grab it with your needle nose pliers and pull it out.
Yep. Got it.
Okay. Because you don't want the filament to harden inside or not come out.
Yep.
Okay. So you need a piece of PTFE to push all the way through the heat block, from the top all the way down, and come out where the nozzle was and pull it all the way through.
Wait, now what? I don't. That's the problem. Is I have no PTFE.
Because if you look down there, I bet you'll see that there's probably something inside. My guess is there's some filament in there.
I can't see. I cannot see all the way through. I can tell you that much right now.
Well, you should be able to. So that's the problem.
Okay, so what do I do? I don't have PTFE. I mean, I have metal stabby things.
No. They'll scratch up the heat break. You need to push PTFE.
But here's the problem.
Said you have two.
Is as long as I have. Right? No, I have an extra PTFE, but this is it. This is as much as I have. This is
what
as
about
long
the one
as
you
I
took
have.
out?
This is the one I took out.
And you have one left over, right?
I have two that I have not used yet.
Perfect. The one you just took out, put it back in on top.
Okay.
And push it all the way down.
How am I going to get it out?
Use a second one if you have to help push it all the way through so it comes out where the nozzle is.
Oh man, it's hard.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's still hot, so you haven't cooled it.
No, dude, it's not going anywhere.
Try another PTFE to push it down above it, and the other spare ones to push down.
Okay. But okay.
He doesn't take Titans. He doesn't. That's why I'm trying to. He's got short pieces because the way the Prusa Mini is, you have a short piece in the heat block, and the heat break, and then you have another part that comes in above that pushes down on it.
I'm a little concerned that
they should push through.
All right.
Every other one pushes through. So.
Yeah, on the Mini.
I said on every other printer I have that's Bowden, it pushes through.
It ain't going anywhere, dude.
No?
No. I'm at 230.
Okay, pull it back out then. It should go all the way through.
Well, welcome to the problem. And I definitely can't. I mean, it's a black hole under there.
Okay. Well, if it doesn't go all the way through, he's got a block in there, and you need something that you can push through to clear it. Do you have nylon? Any nylon filament?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I have nylon from like.
Well, if that's about we might try nylon then. So drop the temperature. What you do is pull out the PTFE.
I did.
Drop the temperature to about 200 degrees, so it will not melt nylon. And then we're going to push the nylon through, so it's at the temperature of PLA because you only print PLA. So if you push that through, it might clear the clog for you.
Okay,
and it won't melt.
Hang on. What? With the okay, so I dropped the temperature to
with the PTFE out. Drop temperature to about 200 degrees.
200? Dude, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay.
Well, the reason why I say that is that 200 degrees, PLA will melt, but nylon won't.
Okay.
And let it cool down first.
Yep.
And then when it's at temperature, try push the nylon all the way through. It should come out where the nozzle is.
I mean, I see when I look in there, I see stuff.
Yeah, so you have a clog, and we want to clear that out.
Give me a second.
The other option is to try a cold pull, which is
no, I can't do a cold. Well, I could do a cold pull, but the thing is with the Nozzle X that you can't do. And the Nozzle X, you can't. They say you can't do a cold. I don't have an extra nozzle either.
That's fine. We don't need an extra nozzle.
Okay.
We need to clear those in the heat break.
Yep.
Okay, now push that on the way through. Are you getting filament coming out or anything oozing out?
No.
And you can't get it, and that's the diameter of what?
I'm pushing there. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Okay, you see the crap at the end?
Yeah.
That's your clog. Clean that off, push it through again 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but oh man, this is not.
Pull it out, redo it again.
Oh, it broke.
Push it all the way through. No, pull through. Do it and do it again. Do another one.
Okay, hang on.
So that stuff you got out was it could be causing your partial clog.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, that wasn't the only. I just started using that filament. Okay, now I can see all the way through.
That's good. Now that it looks like your clog is clearing, now push all the way through again, and repeat 3 or 4 times. Make sure you get no resistance when you're doing it. But do it only one direction, in the top, out the bottom only, because if there's any material that sticks to the bottom, you push it out. If you do it from the and pull it back again, you're pulling the material back into the heat break. You don't want that.
Well, did I do that accidentally?
Well, maybe. So let's do it 2 or 3 times to make sure it's clear. Now look down to make sure you see nothing in the passage. That's coming out nice and easy?
Yeah.
Okay. Now put the PTFE tube in. Next, you're going to do is put the nozzle in again. And you're going to,
hang on, that pulled out some crap.
Then keep going until you get nothing coming out. Yeah, the fun of printers, that's right.
By the way, can someone bang MakerDeck? Can we send some of the new people over to MakerDeck? That's who we're going to be rating after this anyway, because it's an impromptu stream.
Yeah, but it's just we want to clean the hot end out and the heat break out is what we're doing.
I'm going to get a little video of.
You know what I actually use for me personally? I went and I bought these small, cheap brass brushes. They're really small, thin brass brushes.
Got to be careful with that, with the Nozzle X at least.
Well, with the Nozzle off, it doesn't matter. But with the brass brushes, I can push them all the way through, and it actually creates it actually cleans the inside of the heat break because they're soft. Their brass is soft, right? The Nozzle X is a hardened steel, so it won't be affected by the brass.
I'm gonna look inside. So this is the way I've done it before.
Yeah, look through to make sure it looks clear.
And I can do like a. Where is it?
You're better off shining the light from underneath up so you can see any debris.
Yeah, but I'm looking inside right now, and it looks. It looks clean.
Okay, so shine the light from underneath because if there's any debris, it'll show more.
No, it looks
perfectly clean?
Yeah, it looks clean, dude.
Okay, now get your new piece of PTFE.
And I'm going to do it one more time.
Okay.
Because honestly, this is just...
So what I use, as I said, I get really small, soft brass brushes. They're cheap to buy, and they're the diameter of the opening. And you put them through a few times, and it actually polishes the inside of the heat break.
No, I'm getting other stuff out, so
then keep going.
Yeah,
there's something stuck to the wall somewhere.
And thank you, Astroprinter. Can we get it? I don't know. Do we?
There's no need for a shout out. Just fine. We're just
sure?
Yeah, we're just trying to get something working.
I don't even know if I have a mod in here. I'm doing this impromptu because I'm like, dude, this is driving me nuts. Yeah. I'm not sure what I can do. Krusty's out. And I'm like, okay, I've got to try to lick this problem. So I was like, okay, Astroprinter's on. And I know he loves this stuff. And you've been very helpful with other people. So thank you, Papa Bear, for the shout out to Astroprinter. And I know we got a couple of new followers here.
You can buy cheap on QED. You can buy cheap, small brass brushes at a place like Harbor Freight. Just make sure it's brass, not metal, because metal will scratch the heat break. But brass is really soft, and you can actually push it all the way through, and actually it polishes and cleans out the inside.
You don't have to do this right now, but could you send me a link to that?
Oh, well, I go to the Harbor Freight store to buy them.
Well, yeah. I apologize, by the way, everybody, for the extreme lack of focus here.
While it's there, get a cloth, like some sort of cloth, and wipe down your hot end because it's your heat block is covered in gunk. If you clean it down with a brush,
like a steel brush,
something cotton. Never use steel because it's hot. There's power going through it. You will short it out and blow the board. Cloth only.
This is like a microfiber.
Try microfiber, but I normally use kitchen towel.
I don't have an extra kitchen towel.
Okay. Special condition.
I just don't want to burn myself, yo.
That's why I use kitchen towel. You can wad it really thick and you can rub hard. It will clean it all off.
Yep. All right. So now I think.
Looks good.
Here's the problem. I don't know what looks good anymore, right?
Well, if it looks clean and shiny all the way through, and even when you shine light from above and below, it looks clean, you're in a good position.
I'm seeing some residue, but like...
Okay. Okay, so try again. Push the PTFE down again to see if there's because it doesn't go all the way through. But no, I mean the PTFE.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I'm just trying to see if I can,
scrape off whatever's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because I was pulling through, and a couple times it pulled out some other gunks.
Well, that could be down in the all metal part of it, and it could be around where the nozzle goes in. And we can look at that in a moment while it's still hot. So I would say push the old PTFE down. If there's anything left in the heat break where the PTFE goes, it flushes that out down into the all metal area.
The old tube.
The old tube. Always use the old because you only got 2 of the new remaining.
Yeah. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna push
it all the way down again and fish it back out and to see if you see anything else after you shine the light. Hey, Carl.
Where's the?
Yeah, never use anything metal if you're cleaning your hot end while it's powered on, because if you do, you can short the wires of your thermistor and especially your heater cartridge, and that will blow your main board. You don't want to do that.
I don't think I can use the metal anyway, because if I'm using a Nozzle X, they say don't use it, use a cloth. So I'm just going to get an extra rag. I'll just go to thrift one. Okay, so
yeah, well, I'd say paper kitchen towel is great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
so that came out much easier.
Yeah, I mean,
because there's no PTFE and there's no gunk in there anymore. Now have a look inside again. Now pass the nylon through again, because if there's anything to be cleared out, that will push it downwards, and the nylon will grab it on the way out. I print for fun most of the time. I do a lot of printing of rockets and so on. I also do a lot for charity, like I do the Toys for Tots each year, where I do a couple of thousand toys. Last year I did 1,000. I want to do 2,000 this year. So I don't print for commissions. I have a lot of printers, but it's never commission.
I count on MakerDeck to help support that, Liam, because you've been very supportive of MakerDeck, and I appreciate it.
Well, it's all fun, right? Right now I'm printing the Starship super heavy booster for the SpaceX Starship. I'm doing it at 1/140 from Fab 365. And I want to have it printed by the end of the week, because I'm at the Saturday and Sunday, I'm at the museum again for doing a talk for the museum for NASA. So I'll be busy there all next weekend. And I want to get this model done before I go. I want to bring it with me. The Irish accent.
Who was doing? Someone was doing a Saturn V Astro.
I saw, yeah.
Astro. What's his name? Not Astro Canuck. Not Astro Printer.
No.
The other Astro
Maker. So I've seen him. Yeah, I can't remember his title, but yeah.
No, I know it's right on the tip of my tongue. He was doing it last night too.
Yeah. So I haven't done. I have a Saturn V. I have the Lego Saturn V.
Yeah.
And I like that because I can break it in and show the stages, so I can explain to people. Astro Caleb, there it is.
Caleb, yeah.
Yeah. So with the Lego one, I can show the stages and explain the staging of the rocket and why it's staged as it launched and why it drops the stages. Okay, now that's done.
I feel I've done more than I've done to this point. So
okay, now put the PTFE back in.
The new PTFE.
The new PTFE. Push it back in into where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And there's one thing I will say. You see the very top of that. The long.
Neither end is chamfered. By the way, it's even. They're just equal.
They should be, right.
Well, people are saying make sure the chamfered end goes in first. I'm like, Jesus.
Show me. It's hard to see it with focus. If there's any chamfer at all.
Give me a second. Like.
They look the same. Is there any? Look at the opening. Is there any? The part pointing towards you looks a little bit wider, or is it just in my imagination?
It's in your imagination, dude. I'm telling you.
Okay.
But okay, so I'm just gonna push down.
As far as it goes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And now attach the part on top. The part that goes back to the extruder.
Yep.
Chamfered means it's bevel in some way.
Yeah.
Okay, tighten that down and then put the nozzle in next. While it's still hot again.
Well, what heat do I need for a nozzle?
230 to put the nozzle back in.
All right.
Now what you're doing is, since it's an all metal, by by pushing the PTF in while it's hot, it's going down and it's crushing it at the bottom and creating a bit of a seal.
Yeah.
So heat it to 230 when you tighten it down, and then bring the nozzle in, and that should fix your clogging issue. Because there was a lot of not 240.
Well, there wasn't a lot.
I wouldn't go to 240 with PTFE.
I'm saying what I'm saying is that the pink. I mean, I was using white filament up until now, and there was no white filament that came out with that.
Doesn't
clog.
matter. Yeah. Now the filament they're using, is yours PLA and not PLA plus?
Confident.
Okay.
Why?
PLA plus prints around 225, 230.
No, this is Jesse PLA right now.
Okay, then you're good.
But I'm usually like right around 200. But I was even testing with Filament, and that's what was throwing me off. Is like Filament was like, it was okay, 230. Filament was choking, and I'm like, dude, if Filament's choking.
Now, at the top of the nozzle, make sure it's clean and free of filament. The part where the screw is before it goes back in.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna have to raise it to 230.
Yeah, I normally print most PLAs. I print at 205.
How do I clean this off then? Because because the Nozzle X is
not there, the other side.
Oh yeah, it's clogged, dude.
Well, clogged on the inside is okay,
yes.
But the top part has to be clean.
The top part.
Hang
on. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get it in focus, Liam.
No problem. No, your hand is in the way. Yeah, no, I can't. It looks clean, does it?
Yeah. I mean.
Then okay. If it looks clean.
There, Liam.
Okay, you get it now. That looks okay, I think. That looks. Yeah, you see all the filament on the top there, the soft stuff. The filament. Yeah. That's we're going to do something in it. You shouldn't really do it, but I'm going to tell you what to do. Right? Get the nozzle while it's hot. You see your heat block. Yeah. Rub the nozzle off the heat block and the very top of it, and it's going to melt that gunk on top, and then get a cloth to wipe it off. Yeah, rub it there, melt it off, and then quickly wipe it with a cloth.
There's not a lot of gunk on there, dude.
I know, but that will remove it.
Okay.
Is it gone?
Yeah. There's nothing there in either.
Well, there was a little bit there. I could see a little bit of blue or something that was there.
I don't know.
So try again. Heat it, melt it, and clip it off. Sorry, I'm watching my print. I have two printers going in the background. I have one here and one here doing parts of Starship.
Two. God, I'm having problems keeping up with one.
Well, I have a lot more than one, but I'm only running two right now. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's clean. It's clear.
Okay, if you QED, I wouldn't do it with an exacto because if you scratch the brass, you can indent it, and that will create a point for leakage. He was having
this is a Nozzle X, by the way.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do any exacto. I just heat it and melt it and then wipe it away with a cloth. That way then you don't damage the top of the nozzle.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, now screw it back in.
Give me a second. Yeah, but I don't want to tighten it. I don't want to over tighten it, yeah?
Yeah, well, you want to get it in so it snugs because you want it to have upwards pressure so there's no gap for the filament to flow inside.
Right. Let me get it put into the locking.
If the nozzle is cold, you can push it in by hand to start it and then bring in the wrench because the nozzle is cold. It takes about maybe 15 seconds or so before the heat starts traveling down to the nozzle.
I'm having problems getting the. I'm trying to use the tool. Krusty gave me this tool to help.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. You got filament in there.
Yeah, I know. But how do I get it off? That's the problem.
Scrape it out with inside the filament is inside the tool, right? The wrench.
Yeah, so I almost have to do this.
Well, that's how I always start with my hand. Oh, it's on there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't use sandpaper on mine either. I don't want because you're changing the shape of the material by sanding it. Torch it out is a great way. Yeah, use a hot torch or a heat gun. It's a great way of softening it. Yeah, that's what I use. That or if I'm in a rush, stick it against the heat brake or the heat block, and it just melts it away. Don't burn your fingers.
That was a very dad thing to say.
I am one, so yeah.
I know.
Twice over.
Yeah, it's not really coming off.
You just want it clear enough so it goes into the tool.
I mean, I think I've cleared away enough, but the problem is that the tool is like notched. I was able to get it in the first time. Okay, so what I'm saying is that maybe not. Okay, so I'm trying to get it in, and it does not want to go in like at all.
Is there filament inside
No.
in the wrench itself?
No, it's empty. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I got it. I think.
Okay, and screw that back up in there. Oh, and before, yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, that's good.
Let me.
Give
I'm
us
gonna bring it up a bit because I need to use the pliers. Okay. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I have lots of these green bottles hanging around.
Give me a second.
The one, what I do is for my glass beds for layer adhesion, I dilute glue stick into water.
I don't want to do that.
And then I can pour a drop of this on the bed and spread it out, and I get a super fine thin film of PVA glue on my glass beds when I'm printing on them. Instead of rubbing the glue stick on, which puts it on very thick, that leaves a really super thin coat.
Hope this works because I only have one more PTFE2 right now.
No, we know the heat break is cleaned now. So now it's about getting the nozzle back in place.
Okay, so I gotta go lefty tighty.
Yeah, well, because you think of it, you're underneath it, right?
Yeah, hang on. I'm making sure that there's something there.
If there's filament in the threads,
no.
Okay.
I just saw a little piece. It wasn't. Yeah. So I cleaned it off.
Sure.
So.
Just let the threads sit naturally. Yeah. There you go. Almonds. I don't think he has all that turned on. He's not using OBS for this.
No, I'm using a StreamYard.
Just quick troubleshooting.
No, I mean, like, I needed to. I mean, like, I was stymied. I'm like, what the heck am I doing wrong? Oops. Did not mean to do that.
Well, at least you dropped the wrench and not your nuts. So
okay, how tight do I need to get it?
A little bit of torque in it, but not much. It doesn't need to be over tightened. Do not over tighten it.
Yep.
Okay. So it's all the way in.
Yep.
Okay. Now tighten it. Put in the PTFE on the top. Screw it into place.
I did already.
No. The tube.
Oh, the tube. Yeah. I was like. Okay.
Tighten that down because that puts pressure on the PTFE to push it further down.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so did you use a wrench in it yet?
No.
Okay, do that a little bit. Don't over tighten it. A little bit of torque. 3D Geek Squad. That's it. Yep. Guilty as charged. Yeah, keep going because that's putting downward pressure.
Okay.
Okay. Now push filament in manually all the way through the hot end to make sure it comes out clean.
How am I going to get it through How am I going to get it through the gears?
No, you have an arm to push, don't you?
Okay.
On the extruder, we could feed in the filament. You push the extruder and you feed in the material.
Okay.
Just keep holding it until it goes all the way through the hot end, and just keep pushing.
Okay. What I'm saying is that I can't. Okay, so I got to go through. I got to go through my first tube to get to the extruder, and you're saying. Then I have to use the gear in order to turn it.
Well, no. On your extruder, right, you can actually push a lever to release the extruder to push material through it, right? Is there a release?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so manually push it all the way through, right into the hot end.
Okay, give me a second. I gotta. It's a little tight. Okay, give me a second.
You shouldn't be pulling it. You should be pushing it.
Yeah, I know, but I got to be able to do it.
Oh, okay.
It's the problem is that it's not.
Not on the mini. I don't know the mini extruder. I haven't used one, so. But general printing is printing. So, but they may have a different extruder, so I'm not sure.
It's a Prusa Mini.
Well, can you? So, is there a way to manually feed in filament, or do you have to use the system to extrude it?
No, I'm pretty sure I've used the system.
Okay, then use the system then and feed it in. The way you normally load it, but load it and feed a lot of material through.
All right, I'm loading filament.
Yep.
Let me cool down. Well, let me set the temperature to 215 because that's what it's gonna need to be anyway.
Well, there's no harm in leaving it at 230 for initially, and then you can drop it once we know filament is flowing.
Well, I mean, by the way, when I've done this before, I don't have a problem here. So give me a second.
Sure, whatever works. Yeah, Liz, what's happening? He's only using StreamYard. He doesn't have OBS running in the background at all. The only thing that would work would probably be any Stream Elements commands, maybe.
I'm loading Filament because
whatever works.
I'm gonna print with this anyway.
We just want to verify that it's working and it's flowing properly.
Well, what wait, hang on. I got an auto bed level, don't I yet? Or do I have to?
No. We just want to feed material in to load the system to make sure the filament flows cleanly. Okay. The ABL can come afterwards when you're ready for printing.
Yeah, and the Pinda and all that. Oh, come on, dude.
You should put in bang, help, God, I can't print. Pink. Hey, Aaron, how are you? It was a clogged. It was more. I think it was more of a clog in the heat break, is what he had. So we just we cleaned it out.
I don't know. I may have to take off the extruder here.
Why? Just feed it like you normally load material.
I'm trying to, but I'm saying whether I mean I've been keeping that clean, but the problem is I don't know if because of the grinding, if a piece came loose.
Well, if you can feed it through the Bowden tube, then what we can look at that by taking it taking the Bowden tube off on the other end.
Come on, take
it.
Okay, it's got it. It took it.
Good. I can see the Bowden tube.
I guess I do have a longer.
Well, don't worry, we cleaned it out. We're good.
No, we cleaned it out as it's never been. I've never cleaned out like that. That's for sure.
Well, you're learning how to now. So if you get a clog, a lot of times there's two things cause the gear to clog, or a few things that cause the gear to click like that. One, there's a block in the filament diameter is wrong. Two, there's a clog in a nozzle. Or three, in most cases, your nozzle is too close to the bed and it can't extrude the material.
Yeah, so, I don't think it was that with all the leveling I did. Right? What's that?
That's flowing nice and clean right now.
Yeah, I mean it's coming clean. More. Yep.
Put 100 millimeters or more through it. Let it flow.
Yeah. No, I mean it does it. I don't know. It does it in stages. It's like, hey, is this okay? Is this a good color?
Yeah.
So I usually do it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Tech Titan. And by the way, I'm not. Thank you, Astroprinter, again for Liam for. Well, I'm saying this because I can't, and I think everybody knows I'm not monitoring chat because I've been working on this problem.
I've been chatting with the guys.
No, I know you, and you've been wonderful.
Yeah, Tech Titan. About if it gets stuck in the tube, you can undo it at the extruder and just push filament from the other end all the way back, and that will clear it out. That's flowing nice and straight. I don't see any issues with that.
Yeah, no, this is but it's done this. It was fine before. What I'm saying is it would do this fine before. So it would extrude just fine before.
Okay.
And then so that wasn't the okay, so I'm gonna do a mesh bed leveling.
Sure. Walk me through the process you were doing.
Actually, no, hang on. I have to recalibrate it, don't I? Give me a second. I've got to redo this over here.
Yeah, purging filament is like ASMR. I agree. It's good to see a nice, steady, perfect, equal diameter flow of material. That means your extrusion is good.
Oh, yes, I do have to do it manually then.
Hey Rob, how are you?
He won't look at me. No. Okay, so let's do this.
I had one of mine that kept failing on me every 10 millimeters or so of print. After printing 10 millimeters high, it was giving problems. And I found, because it was a PTFE line hot end, a heat break, part of the PTFE going into the heat break had actually chipped off and was jamming material as I tried to push it down.
Jamming?
Yeah, so I basically within it, I reamed it all out of there, and it's printing fine now this morning on me. What I'm printing is parts of Starship. So this is my Starship print. This is one part of Starship Super Heavy Booster.
Says that. What's this? Okay, so I need to.
And then this is its engine block that will attach here. Really nice clean print.
Okay, so let me turn it off.
The largest print I've ever done was about 14, 15 days. And it's for something I designed. It was actually, I designed a dome for the blind to navigate, to learn the constellations by touch. And it's on a sphere. And that took, and that one, because I did a very fine layer print, it took 15 days it was to print it. But I had 4 of those, one for each season. I'm into astronomy, so I designed that, and I've now shared it out with the Institute for the Blind. Hey Shane, how are you?
Hey, Shane's here?
Yeah, Otter dinner then.
Oh yeah, hey, what's going on, buddy?
And K2 Design is here.
K2.
DC Sublime, hey, how are you?
It's a little tight now. That's about as good as
it should
you get. Okay.
It should be barely touching the nozzle when you're doing a piece of paper.
Yeah, I know.
Barely rubbing it.
Hang
on. Some I always do. I check them. Some of them are good, some are bad. Depends on the designer. It's not much. It's not trusting what comes from Etsy. It's trusting the designer that he designed it right, so it prints well. Like Fab365, anything he does is fantastic. Anything that the Fix and Do does is fantastic. There's a couple of other really good designers out in the maker community that I know, and I know they do good stuff. Others that I don't know, I would go and see how others have done their prints and if the prints were good or not, based on their feedback. But there are guys out there you can just trust no matter what, because they do really good work. Try not to die. What do you mean by that, Shane? The Starship one I'm doing is a Fab365, and he designed it. While Chris is doing this, let me even come over here to the side of the camera. He designed it so these pop out and they clip in to the base. So they actually lock into place for the boosters, for the rocket engine. Really, there's a lot of these clip together designs. Very little glue often needed. He does some beautiful designs, and then everything he does is keyed. So you always make sure you put it together correctly. He does amazing designs. And all of the rockets he does, well, all the recent ones especially, are all as 1:140 scale. But we do a lot of them. They're all in scale to each other, which is really cool. Oh, you just sign this thing? Oh. Yeah, this is the season. Allergies are really nasty this time of year. We are Capacosh. We are trying to get Chris's machine back printing again because it was it had a little bit of trouble, let's say. When it's finished, it'll be about a meter or so tall, a little bit over a meter tall, because I'm doing the booster and then I'm going to be doing Starship on top of that. So overall, it'll be about, I'm guessing, maybe 3.5, 4 feet tall. I'm guessing. I haven't measured the other components of it yet, but the booster is 3 sections, or no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections for the booster, and then Starship is 1 piece, but there's multiple components to give it to fit together.
Okay, I'm gonna do a first layer calibration here.
Yeah.
See if I can get it. Come on, dude. Get in focus. This thing hates me, I swear. Here, will that help?
It's fine.
No, I know.
But how good it is. It's up to you to see it. So as long as it comes out good.
Yeah, but the problem is just like it wants to, because of the angle of this particular camera, unless something's going on in the middle, it won't.
Yes, because the background is greater than the front,
the
front surface. Yeah.
And I've tried manually doing it.
There it is.
Sometimes it does that, but then it'll go back and it'll say, "Yeah, no, I'm going to focus on the
background." Is it a cell phone?
It does it automatically. Yeah, I'm using a Pixel, and so the manual doesn't.
Tap on the bed, then should do it for you.
It does see it all. Even at manual, it doesn't.
But
manual focus doesn't work. I'm manual right now, and so it should be locked there. But what happens is a second later, it goes back to the background, even on manual focus.
Even if you touch the screen,
no, dude, with the bed, trust me, it's not.
I've never had that with Android before.
Well, okay, it's not Android. It's re-incubate camo. In fact, I got to write this down as a bug.
Hey, Subsecretary, how are you? There you go. Just doing a little troubleshooting.
Okay.
We should be good after this. As long as his Z stepping he may have to do some baby stepping to get it right, but we'll see.
Well, generally, I will know if the gears start clicking again. And I've taken the extruder's child's play by comparison. But I mean, we took everything apart. We pulled things out. I mean, this is.
Well, it got a good cleaning. It needed it because you were getting a lot of crap out of there.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna be.
By the way, Chris, if you on the bottom of your StreamYard, there's an option there where you can put it side by side, but it's a better image than this.
What? Oh, this?
There you go.
Okay. Well, I was zoomed in because I was like, Yeah. All right, here we go. Listening for clicks. Come on.
So,
don't click. Just. It's flowing. It sounds good. It's flowing. No clicking really.
Is it printing nice?
Or
are you doing this baby stepping? Are you?
Yeah. Okay. I know where I need to be generally. I need to be a little higher, or lower, I should say, because it's not sticking. It's too high.
It should feel like a bit of fishing gut on the bed. It should be bumped.
Yep.
But not moving.
I've done first layers before, so
yeah,
this
okay.
is not. This isn't the This is not.
Did I show you my big first layer for my big printer? No.
Come again?
Did I show you the big first layer for my big printer?
No.
Let me show you. It's been damaged because I'm moving it around using it. That's my first layer for my big printer.
It's a little low, I think.
The bed is 500 by 500. That's a 450 by 450 first layer.
All right, let's see what happens with the flag. Wow, that is.
Yeah,
that's big.
That's
is that a king size? Is that a king size bed? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a 500 by 500 by 600 printer.
Bitsu Level's asking what I broke. I don't think I broke anything. But so far, no clicking.
Break anything. It's just a clean out like that is good maintenance to do in a printer. And
I never would have
done it in a
considered
year.
that,
So yeah, it's a good thing to do. If you ever change a nozzle or whatever like that, flush out the hole underneath of it, clean it all out. And it's good maintenance to do when you change a nozzle or if you change PTFE, take it apart, flush it clean. Every time you do stuff like that in a printer, you should clean it out.
Gotta do it again.
I do mine every 2 months. I clean out their hot ends, but I use them a lot, and you use yours a lot, so it's a good maintenance schedule to do.
It's probably that I guarantee I've never done. What we just stepped through, I never did. So,
but it's a good practice.
Yeah, Saganaki. Maybe it's a good thing Chris Pearl has just one printer. You no lie.
So what? I'm still looking forward to sorting PEI for 650 by 650. Oh, which one is that? I may have a 600 by 600 by 600 coming later in the year.
My printer had allergies. It's true.
Yeah.
Was it the grub screw to hold the thermistor? No, not that I know of.
No. So everything printing okay now?
Well, I couldn't tell you because I gotta redo the first layer because it was a little too high. So I got to bring it a little lower.
Can't you just do that with baby stepping?
I want to make sure.
Okay.
Let me just, let me make sure. I'm going to try to troubleshoot.
Oh, like. Okay, your mirror, okay. Yeah, that's,
Live Z adjust. Yeah. But the problem is I want to make sure what I've always done with this is like to calibrate the first layer is I've let it run all the way through and then get to the flag. The flag is ultimately because I can eyeball it, but like the flag is what I look for most. That's what I'm just telling you how it's always worked for me to make sure that I have good first layer.
Okay.
And generally, I'll tell you where we're gonna try it. We're gonna try a print after I get first layer set.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever works for him. He's getting a good layer. Yeah, he's used to it. He has his own process. We all have our own.
I have to because otherwise I can't tell if I'm on point. The flag to me, golf leg notes.
Yeah,
the flag's the indicator.
Sanson, he'll be on again later. This is a quick troubleshooting.
Oh yeah, I'll be on late. This is
an
early.
Way, Chris, one thing you just did there that I'm going to chastise you over.
What? I touched the bed.
Do not touch the bed with your finger. You got oils in your finger that will stop layer adhesion. You should now, after doing that, when you're done with the testing, wipe the bed down with IPA, clean it. Because the finger oils will actually stop layer adhesion and you get problems with it.
No, I do know that. I was just, wow, that seems really friggin' low, but.
He's getting the finger waved at him for doing it. Yeah, skin is very oily. Most people don't realize how oily our skin is.
I do want to get another Prusa Mini Smooth PEI, but I haven't because they sent this to me on review, and I didn't order it like a normal person.
Well, we all know you're not normal, so that's okay.
All right, I'm gonna try this.
How is that looking?
I mean, the gears aren't clicking, so that to me is the big win.
Okay.
Like, I can tell you, based upon a print that I've been trying and failing on, whether or not when we reach past a certain point, whether or not we still have the problem with this Prusa and with any filament. Like I've tried it Prusa, I've tried printed solid, enough to say, all right, this isn't the filament. There's got to be something else at play here.
Midsole level. You asked if any of us are normal. I'm not normal, and I'm happy to be not normal.
I'll be live again later. I'll be live again normal, but I want to be printing something. And I'm like, I need to fix this. So I've been wrestling all day. Instead of watching all my entertainment, hey, Polybius, you had clicky gears. See, nothing clicking right now. So that's good.
And the filament is sticking properly?
Seemingly, yeah.
Mostly. That came off really easy. You might want to do the... Well, it's up to you, but if you think that's normal, then okay, but...
Seemingly normal.
Okay.
All right, I got a good flag. All right, so now...
Normal is boring, I agree.
Now we're gonna try something here. I'm gonna print the Lego stud, no thread, and this. So let me try to say that.
Now I will say one thing: if it prints fine and you get it printing now fine with this, and you change filament, it's the filament that needs to be looked at. So it's either filament diameter.
But I've done 2 different filaments, and it's the problem. So I can try a third one with this.
No. I'm saying if it works fine with this one, whatever one was giving you problems in the past, and you try it again, and it gives you clicking sound, you might need to up the temperature because a lot of people
no, it's
think
cooler.
The same it's the same for every material.
Yep.
It's not.
No, I do know that, and it was a matter of trying to find something, but I was dealing with. So now here's the problem. I don't know if it was the filament or something with the hardware, right? So I don't want to say, oh, it was the filament's problem when in fact it was. Something was maybe there was a clog that we couldn't get out or whatever.
But if it prints with this right now, it means the hardware is good.
So what I can tell you is it will get through in my recent trials here for the past day or so. It will get through the first layer fine, and then when it starts speeding up and doing the second layer, that's when I hear click 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 click. So that's my overarching. But given that I've reseeded everything, new PTFE again, I don't think it was the PTFE's 2 issue. Made sure everything was clean.
Yeah, but you did get a lot of gunk out of the hot end.
It wasn't like copious amounts.
It doesn't need to be. A tiny amount can cause a clog.
Okay.
And what happens is, here's the one thing that happens when you have filament in a hot end that's stuck in there. And it's still printing. The longer it's in there and it's heating, it bakes and it crystallizes, so it doesn't melt anymore. Now it's hard and you can't get it out. So it happens over time. So that's why I do regular clearing out of the system, because by doing that, I don't have any of that in there and I don't run into those issues. So it does crystallize. PLA especially will crystallize to a point that it won't melt anymore.
See, I'm hearing gear clicking again.
Are you too close to the bed?
No, I don't think so.
How thin is your layer?
I just did the first layer calibration and the flag was fine.
But how thin is the first layer there?
How thin? Normal? I don't know how thin.
Up your temperature 5 degrees.
But I'll tell you, this first layer is typically not where the gear would start clicking. So at this speed, it's fine. This initial layer, it's fine, but we'll know whether or not the problem was specifically solved when it starts going into the second layer. Like I said, I've cleaned. I looked. There was nothing, literally nothing. The extruder, nothing at all.
Yeah, you cleaned it up.
So we're gonna. This is all fine. This part. Sorry, it's like what, dude? This can't. This seriously. I don't think I can keep using this here. There we go. I'm gonna.
So the clicking comes from. The extruder trying to push.
There you go, Liam. There you go, Liam. It's coming down. It's good.
Yeah, that looks nice.
No, this is fine. This first layer is fine.
That's fine. What happens in the next one?
And it'll go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when it goes through the first layer, it's okay. By the way, my nozzle set it at 220 now. So on Prussian, it usually default to 215.
Yeah, but if you're getting clicking, upping the temperature should. It could be the material. The additives and material may need a little bit more temp. I find white and black are actually the 2 most troublesome color filaments to print with, and they often need a more variation because the silica that they add in the white, or no, it's not silica, it's aluminum something they add to the white to make it white, and that actually needs you to bump the temperature. And then the stuff they add in to make black material, again, you have to bump material temperature to make it print easier.
This, like I said, it's been fine at this layer, but as soon as it goes to the next one, starts going.
Let's see what
then
happens.
I'll hear it click, 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 And then when I pull out the filament, it looks so this is seriously, it comes down to this. I'm not joking. It comes down to that. Because I've at that point I have done everything.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens when it gets to layer 2.
This focus.
Layer 1 looks really good.
No, layer 1 is always, it's not the, that's,
yeah, I know.
I'm just letting you know I've been able to successfully get through this part to this point. Yeah, I'm getting a little aggroed, Polybius, because it's like, dude, like I've done okay, so I'm getting worried because it's about to start going to the second layer, and this is when
Don't worry, it happens.
Fart, dude. Here we go. Here we go.
Layer 2.
Hang on, when it starts going. Oh my god, come on. This is it. Yep. Click, 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 click.
Can you move the camera over? Let me see the extruder.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me unzoom it.
No, click, he said.
Come on. Dude,
this is giving you a hard time.
Click, 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 click. And then it just doesn't extrude well. It's like,
yeah, because it can't move up.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So
I'm wondering, when you slice it,
back at ground zero, dude.
Is this the same profile you use for all other material?
That's the Filament profile. I mean, I don't even mess with it.
I'm wondering, is Z actually moving upwards? Because if the Z, like, okay.
But hang on, but I was doing a second layer.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was doing the second layer, but it was actually messing up and digging into the previous layer, correct?
No, it was under extruding. It was going on top, but it was under extruding.
Are you sure it's not? Show me a close up. Take the bed off and show it to me. Up close. That's digging into the previous layer.
No, dude.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's under extruding.
Because I'm wondering if the Z is not moving up enough.
It's under extrude. It was fine. It's not digging in. It's under extruded here in this area. Like it's just under extruded at a warmer temperature.
The layer change
and it does
not cause under extrusion.
So
unless it's not moving up enough.
I am stymied. I'm not. This may be beyond me, dude. I didn't think it was a nozzle clog. I didn't think it was.
Yeah, heat creep is a possibility, but it's less of a possibility after just layer 2. Heat creep is because the cooling fan in the hot end is not blowing enough to cool the heat break. Is that fan running?
Yeah. Running normal, sounds normal.
I'm wondering if it's running at full speed because
everything's default profile.
No. What can happen is over time, dust and debris can build up in that fan and actually slow it down. And if it slows it down, it doesn't move enough air to cool down the heat break.
Okay, where's my?
And sometimes you have to take that whole assembly apart and clean off the dust around, because dust can build up in the heat break as well.
That's gonna be a freaking nightmare.
It is, because you have to strip the whole hot end apart.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Well, that's how you get in to clean it out.
Oh Jesus!
Because on the
grid, it seems to be spinning fine. There's like no dust. There's no debris. It's not. I mean,
okay.
It's.
What about your belts?
Yeah, it's cooling, dude. So, I'm trying.
Yeah. Papa Bear said made a good recommendation about readjusting your Z, doing the baby stepping, positive.
But dude, I did the first layer, and the layer was.
No. 1 second. The idea is to see if it is a Z height issue by doing baby stepping in the positive to raise the nozzle a little bit higher when it starts doing layer 2 to see if it doesn't happen.
Okay, so I'm going to reprint then.
That's just a troubleshooting step, right?
Yeah.
It's not a solution, but it's a troubleshooting step.
So to do that, then I need to. I'm not going to worry about the whole bed, but
Is that IPA? Is it you're using?
Yes.
Okay. So what heat creep is, if you haven't heard of it, it's the heat. There's a heat exchanger in your heat break, right, inside there, and that's got like a whole lot of fins and like grid fins in it, right?
Where the hell?
And yeah, so start another print like normal first, and then we'll try the Z on. If it starts clicking, moving Z up. But if the fan that's cooling the heat break area is not moving enough air, or there's a lot of debris in the heat break because there's little fins in there that get clogged up with dust and debris, and if that's not cleaned out, that can actually hold heat, and heat can actually enter the heat break, which you don't want.
Well, I don't see any.
Yeah, no, you won't see it. You might see it. It's actually on the inside where the grid, where the fins are that actually carry away the heat. Yeah, it's not. It's clicking. The nozzle, not the nozzle. He said the extruder is clicking, which means it cannot push enough forward pressure to extrude. So it's either too close to the material below it to not get because there's too much back pressure, or which could be because Z is not coming up enough, or there could be possibility of heat creep in the coming in to the heat break. So let's see if the first layer goes down again, and be ready with your baby stepping.
But like I said at the beginning, when it's doing the prime line, I heard clicking. Remember? So there's like first layer comes out. The first layer calibration, fine. But then when I do when you hear it doing the prime line, click. Remember it went click click click. That's what I'm saying. I just did not think this was a clog. And I just removed everything, blew it out, cleaned it out. The gear, there was nothing in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then with this, I want to live adjust Z. Do I want to go?
No, don't do anything yet.
I know. I'm just getting it ready.
Okay. That looks like a good line.
See, click, 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 click.
Okay, now do baby stepping. Now do baby stepping.
Up or down?
Up. Increase it so you can increase the distance from the bed. That means the click goes away.
Well, here's the problem. It won't click again until we get to the second layer of the print. What I'm saying now, see, it's almost. I think it's too high. No. Yeah, it's too high, dude.
Okay, baby step it down then, so it just starts to stick.
I have adhesion, but
yeah, I agree, man. Because it isn't. Oh, I have a question, Chris. Do you ever adjust the bed itself, like move the bed up or down? On the Mini, is there adjusting screws underneath or not? I don't have a Mini.
No, it's auto bed. Everything's bed leveling.
Okay. Because during the prime line, if your Z offset is set right at the beginning, there should be no clicking. Is it clicking right now?
No, it's not. But I won't know it's going to click until I get to the second layer.
Okay.
So I'm currently at negative 1700. Give me a second. I gotta.
Papa Bear is the probe being moved. The
probe.
The probe for the ABL.
I readjusted all that.
Okay. He just
with the credit card thing. Yeah, I did all that, and I've done it Just so you know, I have done a lot of these troubleshooting steps, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to see if the Z moves up in the second layer, and we'll do a baby stepping on it and see how it helps. And if it goes away, that means it's not the extruder. It's actually it's a distance to the bed. And then let's see what happens on layer 3.
Click, click.
Okay, Z is up, so it actually raised the nozzle off the bed a little bit. Tell me when the clicks go away.
I mean, the clicks are gone, but I'm too high, dude. I'm way too high. It's not touching. It's way too high.
Okay, so bring it down a little bit. Bring it down a little bit.
That was way. You can see it messed up. I don't know if the focus
Yeah,
is.
but it doesn't matter. It's a test print anyway, so.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
So is it printing okay now? And there's no clicking?
There won't be until we hit layer 2.
Okay. Oh, you're still on layer 1. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that, see, it's too high. It's like glopping off the.
Okay, question. Is it high on one side and not on the other?
Not necessarily.
And you use baby stepping to bring it down so it's printing correctly, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay. No, he's not having a change in heart. He's just. It's been a year. He's got trouble-free printing for a year. This is fantastic. So.
I may need to find someone local. All right, here we go. Second. Click, click, click.
Okay, bring Z up a little bit,
Jesus.
a tiny amount at a time.
I am.
Okay.
Click, click, click. God, I can't go up too much higher, and then it starts losing adhesion.
But does the clicking stop when you do it?
It's under extruding.
Yeah, but
Hang on. The clicking stopped at 1.675. Yeah, click, click, click.
yeah.
Dude, if I go too high, it doesn't. It's off the bed, dude.
Let it run. Let it run.
Okay, it's gonna be a mess.
Well, that's fine, but as long as it doesn't stick to the hot end, to the heater block, you're good, right? Just let it run. I want to make sure the Z is actually moving up.
I'm just telling you.
I know.
Click. Okay. I'm going
see
up.
The Z is actually traveling.
It's done it. It's traveled before. It's gone before.
I still want to make sure that Z is moving.
Okay. This is the third layer, I'd imagine.
Is it still clacking?
Click. If I go high, I mean, it's just a task. It's not even. I can't even tell if it's coming out. No, it's not even coming out.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's coming out. So it's too high.
But is filament coming out?
Now it's coming out. The problem is if it's too low, it clicks. If it's too high, it doesn't actually touch anything. So this is, I'm telling you, dude, this is beyond me.
That makes me think then it's either the cooling fan is not blowing enough air.
The cooling fan feels fine. I can feel it on my face.
Yeah, but on the hot end, around the heat break, there is a heat exchanger, right, with little fins on them. And if that's clogged, it cannot cool properly, and you get heat creep.
We just took all that.
Well, yeah, but that fan in the front that does that cooling, that's different, and that means stripping the hot end apart.
That's not gonna happen. I'm telling you, that's not gonna happen.
I'm thinking now the teeth in the gear. When you looked at the gears of the teeth on the extruder, was there any grooving in them, or they're worn down or anything?
No, dude. It's
that's good. I just want to make sure because that does happen over time on brass gears.
It's so, like
I'm thinking. I'm guessing it might be heat creep now, and that means you have to clean out. You have to take apart the hot end to get into where that heat exchanger is and clean that out so airflow can go by. Or the fan that does the cooling for the heat break, that fan could have gunk and material. Like I cleaned mine out one of mine this morning, and if that is the case, it's not spinning. It looks like it's spinning, but it's not spinning fast enough, and it can't push enough air. So one or the other could be happening, or both,
or neither.
I don't know if it's anything else because the rest of the system you've cleaned out. The only other thing it could be, which is the worst case scenario, is your extruder motor. And I don't think it's that because it flows, but
that's what I'm saying.
They rarely go bad.
I'm gonna unload the filament here. It isn't. I'm telling you.
Could be the stepper drivers getting hot as well, but it wouldn't suddenly start giving problems. It would start giving problems over time. Yeah,
Tactile's probably not wrong. I need a backup Prusa Mini, but Then it's two things to maintain.
Well, one was a failover in case the other one doesn't work, is what you do. Right? Then you have all the time in the world to fix it.
Yeah.
I'm worried that it could be heat. It could be heat creep, and that means a cleaning out. Or it's the
That's
fan
not gonna. And I'm telling you, that is not going to happen.
You're in Seattle.
Yep.
Call Joe Telling and bring it over.
He's on break right now.
Oh, is he?
I think so. Thought he was.
Who else?
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone else is printing in Seattle. Yeah.
And again, here's the weird thing. This is the weirdest anomaly. Like the way that things are coming out now. Look at that end. Look at how weird that looks at the end.
That's okay.
Okay, but it never did that like before all these problems started, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It never looked like that. Ever.
Yeah, that wouldn't bother me that much.
Okay.
The thing that I think it's either a heat creep, so it's either a fan issue, or it's the extruder needs to be cleaned out, the heat exchanger, or overheating stepper motor, which I don't think it is, but it could possibly be, or it's the stepper motor itself. I really think it's a heat. I would go to heat creep first as an easier fix than going all the way through. Now you have another option.
What?
You could jump on with it's a year old, right? Or is it under a year old?
Well, it's over. It was a review unit.
Oh,
they said it as a review unit, so I don't really have, honestly. And support is probably going to take me.
Well, you can walk them
through what steps that you did.
No, you can walk them through what we did. You took out the nozzle, you clean out the whole heat break, you clean out everything, you replace the PTFE, you reinserted the nozzle, and you extruded fine with everything suspended in the air and it flowed fine. You did your whole ABL process, you did your Z offset. Yeah, but Joel is actually on a break, Chris thinks. So.
I thought he was on a break. I can't.
So the only other thing I can think of, as I said, it could be a heat creep issue. And it does happen. The fans get gunked up on the inside. You don't see it, but a piece of, the wispy piece of filament that you get on print sometimes, that gets sucked into the fan over time. Sometimes.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm looking through it, and the fan, everything in there looks so clean.
You won't see it. It's in the bearings if it's in the fan. You won't see it. He was on vacation, okay. Joel is the only guy I know in the area. It's in that area.
I'm
trying to think what else. They're the only things I can think of right now off the top of my head that could be causing it.
It's not. I guarantee it's not the. There's no debris. I went through it and I haven't hardly done anything with it. There's no way.
He says it's a nozzle. Actually, he doesn't have another nozzle.
Yeah, I don't have another nozzle.
Possibly, but it's rarely the nozzle though. Unless it's flattened out. But we got a good flow of the nozzle suspended in the air, so it's not the nozzle.
Yeah, the flow was fine. It's just when it's actually printing.
That leads me to think it's something in the back end.
I don't know, man.
Get Loyal to jump on a horse and bring him a loaner. Loyal is a long way away from Chris.
I don't need a loaner, I don't think. Well,
if you're not willing to strip the hot end apart, which is what I would be my next step.
Dude, I hear you, but man,
I know.
It's clicked on different projects as well. Red Saber Sam. I can try printing something else.
I don't think it's a model.
I don't think it is either.
No, try it, but I don't think it is.
I'm fairly confident it isn't because.
Hey Kieran. Yeah, I suspect. Well, if it's the model, which I don't think it is, but if it was,
no, because I printed the model fine. I printed the model so many freaking times.
Yeah, so
it's not the
model.
I
don't think it is, right? And but I'm saying, if it was the first time doing this model, your extrusion multiplier could be set too high. But you have used the same model before.
I don't even touch extrusion multipliers. I'll put it to you that way. So give me a second. This is.
It's PLA. It could be moisture, but I don't think it is.
Okay, I'm gonna slice something else here.
No, don't slice. Use one that's already on your hard drive.
Okay.
On the SD card.
All right.
It's easier that way.
Well, not really, because different temperatures.
Well, the reason why is, you can always change temperature once you start to print, right?
Yes.
While it's up in the air, before you do that, heat it up again and push material manually.
Again, I have to. That's what I can't.
Oh, you can't.
You can't do that.
Yeah. So I was going to say feed more material through.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens now.
Again, there's no clicking when I'm feeding. None whatsoever.
Yeah. So.
None whatsoever.
It's a pressure issue. And the two things that can cause a pressure issue, since we've cleared the hot end out already, would be, I think, in the Bowden tube, which it doesn't seem to have.
I don't think it's moisture in the filament. There's no popping. There's no popping customs, Chris.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's moisture.
Clicking only, Voron Builder, clicking happens, like, not just sometimes during the prime line. And Voron Builder, we've troubleshot like a lot of this stuff. It's not the tension screw. It's taking the filament fine. No clicking.
Yeah,
no clicking whatsoever.
The clicking is back pressure because it can't push the filament forward enough, and it's not temperature.
And that's what I'm saying. See how it flows just fine?
Yeah, so it's back pressure issue, which caused by either.
See, it's fine. Okay, we're gonna do.
I'm worried that it's the extruder motor. It'd be a last step or a stepper chip for the extruder, because leave it hot for a few minutes, Chris. Leave it hot for 10 minutes. Okay. And then try and extrude. The reason why I'm thinking that would tell us if it's heat creep or not.
Okay, hang on. So what temperature do you want?
Set it to normal, whatever you do normally print that material at. Okay. And we'll try and extrude it in the air.
Nozzle.
I want to see if it's heat creep.
If not, this is a 215er.
That's fine.
All right, nozzle's going to 215.
And we leave it sit there for a few minutes.
And by the way, y'all are watching MakerDeck too, I can tell. Boop. Pull it open if you're not following MakerDeck. Okay, well, Liam, you want this for 10 minutes?
I would say give it 5-10 minutes to let it heat, because I want to see if the heat creeps up into the hot end and causes the clicking issue extruding. Because if it's heat creep, which could be, as I said, it could be the fan or it could be a clogged heat exchanger on your heat break. What happens is there's not enough airflow, or the airflow is fine, but it can't flow and take away the heat, carry away the heat, and the heat will travel up through the heat break and cause a little bit of clogging, right?
Okay. So like I said, it's currently 215 it's 215 Celsius, and I'm just gonna leave it here. And then do what?
Yeah. And then give it a few minutes, and then just extrude material, and to see if it extrudes cleanly.
I think I can do that through filament.
Yeah, filament. Yeah.
All right, give me 5-10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Or 5 minutes now.
Sure. So heat creep is an easy one to fix. It's a fan replacement mostly, or cleaning out everything. But I'm worried that it might be the stepper motor, which rarely gives problems, but they can, or the extruder chip on the board. If it's overheating, it can cause missing steps. No, my mess is staying here because I'm actually actively working on stuff. So. It's done, I believe, with grub screws, but it's locked. The fact that the extruder is not, the gear is actually turning, but it's skipping because it can't push forward. Which is why I think it's a heat clip issue. But the hot end has been totally cleaned out now. Okay, that's a good idea. Second, we can try that. Because he said he did loosen those screws, and that could be an issue if you loosen those screws. Let me grab that link and have a look at it, because you could be right. It could be that. As I said, I don't have a mini, so I'm going by just what I know of other printers. Okay, Chris, when you get back, let me know. So you were saying the PTFE is not being pushed down by the one above enough of it. I think he's on the PTFE switches. We did just switch out a new PTFE, but you might be right about pushing that hot end up. Sorry, I'm checking my own prints. I'm printing Starship from SpaceX. So while we're waiting for Chris to get back, this is what I'm printing. This is part 1 of 3 sections or 4 sections for Starship that I'm printing for the booster. From Fab 365, and this is the engine section of it. I'm doing the grid fin part over here, and I'm doing another component over there. I have one, when this is done, that one's done, I have one more part to print to finish the booster. Then I'll get onto doing the Starship itself, which is about 6 or 8 parts. If my stupid bank will hurry up. Yeah, he did. So you might be right about loosening those screws and pushing everything up. That might be a thing. None of mine do that, so that's a good point. And we'll get Chris to look at it when he gets back. He cleaned the gears. He already cleaned them off. He cleaned them regularly. Yeah, he said the extrusion is good. We're going to try do those grub screws in a moment.
I had to get something to eat.
Okay, Chris, there was a good point made there. Do you know the 3 grub screws on the side?
Yeah.
Someone suggested that if you loosen those and push the heat break upwards.
Dude, it can't go up any higher.
Okay,
I'm telling you, there's no gap.
Right. Well, that's what one of the suggestions they made.
There's no gap.
Okay, there's no gap there. Okay. So let me do one thing. So it's not that. The guys are giving some good tips on that are unique to Prusa, and I'm just having a look at them. Idler tension. So they're talking about the Prusa's knowledge base does talk about idler tension, drive gear alignment, dirty extruder gears, which you've taken care of, jam PTFE tube, which you've cleaned out, and then it talks about the hot end assembly. and a clog, which we verified it's not a clog because we've totally cleaned out that whole
That's
hot
what I'm
end.
saying, dude.
Yeah. Well, we've taken care of that. So try and extrude now.
All right, purging filament.
That's nice and clean and quick flow.
Yeah.
So it's not a clog in the hot end.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was.
Yeah. Well, at least we cleaned it out, right? That's where we always start. I always start there.
And by the way, yes, my extruder gears are fine. I've taken apart the extruder.
Saginaw, he tried moving. He said it would not move up anymore. So
It won't move up anymore.
Yeah, Saginaw suggested moving up the extruder.
Here's the thing: I had it lower. I had it lower, and I moved, and then I moved it up. So it's not, you know.
It's not.
And again, it's not clicking right now. It is not clicking.
Yeah. Okay. Do one more thing. Extrude, and while it's extruding, behind where the filament is going in, hold the filament and cause resistance. Let's see what happens. Stop.
Okay.
Try and prevent the filament flowing forward into the extruder.
I'm pulling.
And it still flows?
Yeah.
Even though you're pulling backwards?
Yeah, I'm pulling. Okay. I'm like holding on to it as tight as I can.
That's fine. Then it's not the motor. The motor tension is good. So there is still something in there causing forward pressure or back pressure. I'm trying to think what else it could be.
I'm like I said, I am.
Yeah, then try a different printer, a different print job.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I try a job that you've already printed with before.
All right. But I did the Lego thing before. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just try a different job.
Okay. Okay. All right.
It's a process of elimination, right?
Yep.
You've worked in IT.
I get it. I mean, I'm not pushing back. It's. Come on. I've got the problem. Here's the problem. I have too much. My background is way too interesting.
Your camera loves it.
Yeah, it's like, what do I want to focus on? And even when I say the foreground, it just doesn't.
Yeah, well, he's going to try an existing job that he's run before on that machine.
Yep.
And we're going to see how that works out.
Yep. See if I can get it. Oops. Sorry about that. That really worked.
Question for you. Have you printed with this filament before, the same spool successfully?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I just want to eliminate the filament diameters.
Sorry. I'm almost out of it, actually. So,
okay.
Yes.
I just want to eliminate diameter.
Yeah. That's fine. But I will also say that this is a problem that was happening with multiple filaments, not just this one. Sorry, I was trying to find the right spot.
I tried to do it live, Killer In, because in case other people, these are troubleshooting steps you go through if you're running into extrusion issues. So,
by the way, MakerDeck is still going. If you want to see people successfully printing.
Yeah, I have a printer on there, I believe, still somewhere. I think this machine here beside me is still printing over there. Let me have a look.
It's by the way, it's getting ready right
now.
No,
I think I've been pulled out. It's fine.
Liz may be watching in different rotation.
Yeah, it's fine. No, it's fine.
This is better than successful prints. Oh, that's funny. Moron builder.
Yeah, I think I've been pulled out. It's fine. I don't care. I just joined in just to
yeah,
keep it populated.
It's that's the thing is like if Liz is rotating, sometimes I'm not watching that right now, but she may be rotating on the back end.
That's all good. I'm all good with that. I'm fine. I said I just do it so we can have something up there while I'm printing.
Yeah, I mean I do the same thing. Like I'll like, oh, there's no one. I'm like, here, let me jump in, but I can't because it's like I can't print. The printer doesn't like me.
I don't mind being kicked out every now and again. I'm all good with that.
No, it's like it always depends on who's there, how long they're there, how long they've been there.
Yeah.
We just appreciate having that kind of support, honestly. in this kind of support. I mean, there have been people who've helped people even in chat, but I'm like, I can't translate what's going on in chat right now. Oh, Liz was saying she was rotating. There were so many people she wanted to keep 9 feeds on screen.
No,
yeah, okay, that's what it is.
That's good.
I figured as much. That's usually what it is.
Yeah, I don't mind.
All
Does it stop my printer printing? I don't care. As long as it doesn't kill my prints, I'm happy.
Yeah, no, it won't kill your. Hang on.
I know that.
Hang on.
There's only a video feed.
No clicking.
Wait. So it could be. Let it go on to layer 2. Let's see what happens. Because if this prints fine, it's no clicking. It's a slicing issue.
But how?
Something may be modified and you don't realize it, and it cause something.
I don't.
Let's see what happens with this.
Well, first layer's gonna, if it prints fine, I'm just.
Then it's an I/O problem.
Oh my God! Thank God if that's the case.
Well, it could have that, or it could be a corrupt SD card. It could be a corrupt. It could be bad sectors on the SD card. So you could try resaving the file as a new name. Leave the old file there and save it as a new name.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. We're at second layer. Everything's fine.
This has been hot for hours. Saginaw, this has been hot for about 20 minutes now, and it extrudes fine and it's printing fine. So it could either be a bad sector in the SD card, which could be reading wrong, which is possible.
Well, it's not it's a USB, but yeah.
Oh, well, it's still resave it as a new file name and leave the old file name.
No, I'm going to reformat is what I'm going to do.
Well, you lose all your files then, so copy them off.
But it's not bad to reslice.
Well, yeah. But as a new file name and try it again. And if that is the case, then it could be a slicing issue, or it could be the SD card.
But here's the thing, it's going fine now. So this had to have been.
Then it's probably an SD card, or it's a slicing issue.
Oh my God!
But at least you have a nice clean.
Could it have really come down to that?
But you have a nice clean hot now.
I needed to maintain anyway, but Jesus. Because it's fine now. Everything's.
Let it keep going.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna let it keep going.
Yeah.
Except for this camera, good. Dude. There's nothing else to focus on, you gunky.
It's focusing on. Oh yeah, it's jumping between the hot end and the bed is what it's doing.
So I'm trying to get the manual dialed in, and then just wish that it would just, because I'm zoomed in right now, so you can see the detail.
Oh, Voran Builder said your printer was just missing him. That's why it's failing.
Oh, dude, if this, hang on, seriously, if it ended up being a slicing issue, well, I needed to clean stuff out anyway.
Well, when it's printing something else, fine, an older file.
Yeah.
It means chances
I wonder if it was the file then. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, something has changed in the slicing settings, probably, or it's a bad
dude, I don't.
On the card.
I'm just telling you, dude.
Well, at least you learned how to troubleshoot and clean out your hot end, right?
Yeah. Oh, this wasn't a loss for sure.
So, Voran Builder says sometimes my printer just needs me to talk nice with it. That looks like a clean print.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
So while that's printing, reslice the file again with a different name, and when this is halfway through, you can stop halfway through. Save the file again on the USB, and try printing it again. And if it comes out the same clicking issue, sounds like either your extrusion multiplier is wrong, or your extrusion feed rate is set to more than 100%, more than other jobs, and it's over extruding. And that's causing the plugging issue.
Okay, I'm going to have to start over from scratch then. Give me a second.
And you may have changed without even realizing it.
But that's what I'm saying, is like, it doesn't make any sense, because nothing, I didn't change, I have nothing.
Did you update software? Prove the slicer?
Yeah, it's always updated.
No, when did you last update it?
Oh, a few weeks ago.
Okay. Otter's saying it could be that the software update could tweak something as well. So.
No, I don't think it was a software update.
That's looking like it's printing nice and clean. So I would say, yeah, I would get a new
Card.
well, try resaving the file as a new on the same
Yeah.
card. Delete the old file with a new
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
See if that works, and if that runs without clicking, then it was a bad sector on the card on the USB stick. If that doesn't work, then it's a slicer setting,
All right.
and you'll have to go.
But I haven't. Okay, that's what I'm saying is I haven't. All right, I'm reslicing. Like the default Prushiment. Like there's nothing. You don't understand. I don't tweak anything. So it's not like I'm pressing buttons all the time. I'm not. I generally don't go button happy. Like
Okay.
I just don't. So but I'm saying that because it's not. I did not. I'm telling you, I did not accidentally click something.
Well, then, while you're in there, before you slice it, look at your slicer settings and see if there's a feed or flow rate, and see what it's set at. I would say, yeah, creating a new profile would be the next step if it doesn't work by a new name. I would agree with you. I agree with you, Kieran. I just want to see what it said by.
Yeah, I don't see everything's just this is the unmodified. The unmodified. Yeah, there's nothing here that's
Yeah, well, is the feed or flow rate set to ending greater than 100%?
I don't know where that is.
I don't have Prusa Slicer. I don't use it. I use Idea Maker.
Hang on, let me search.
Yeah, my go-to is Idea Maker. So
flow, bridge flow ratio, retraction, solid infill, no extrusion width.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see ironing flow rate, but like.
Yeah, I know
that's off. I'm not using ironing.
Yeah.
And this is coming apart. This is pristine.
Yeah. Okay. So kill the print. Try the newly sliced one, and let's see if it's a bad sector on the card. That came out. That looks really good.
No, I mean that's the nicest thing I've had. And...
Yeah. So pop it off and get it off the bed, and we'll reslice and try the same file that was failing, or resliced again.
God, that's perfect.
That's good. That means it's not a mechanical issue because we've eliminated those by now, all of them.
All right, reslicing here.
It's not early in the day for me, or Chris actually. Well, Chris, what time is it for you now? It's what, 1 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 p.m. for me. So now my go-to is Idea Maker because I do a lot of mechanical parts, and Idea Maker is really good for that. And its supports are fantastic and easy to remove. So that's my go-to. And my fallback is I fall back to Cura. If I have issues with Idea Maker, which I rarely do, I fall back to Cura.
And by the way, I just shot. The Maker deck is still going too. So we're gonna, if this starts clicking on,
it's a profile, and you have to wipe
prime
out
line.
A new profile.
Yeah. No, I'm using the default differently, but I'm using the default Prushment PLA. There's like nothing is tweaked at all.
They can get corrupt. So
I didn't use the Prushment PLA profile before for the other.
Oh, one. Okay. So use your normal profile.
Right.
So did you slice this with the Prushment or with your normal profile?
I'm slicing it with the Prushment, which I didn't do before. So what I did before is I had a different setting. I had a different profile for the one that was failing.
Okay.
So it's a different profile, different file, different. I mean, I did not even use the 3MF.
You're doing a generic.
I didn't even use
profile.
I didn't even use the it's basically the generic. It's the default.
The default that you've used before successfully, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've printed so many of the other things. So hang on just a second. I'm even gonna get rid of the 3MF. because here we go. This is the moment of truth. And maybe I'll try another profile. If this one clicks, I'll try another. I'll try exporting with another profile.
Yeah, well,
But if it doesn't click, the prime line clicks. Smooth.
That looks good.
No clicks.
So let it do 2 or 3
Oh
layers.
my god.
See how
Yeah,
it goes.
we'll know when it hits 2.
Yeah, but let it run 2 or 3, couple of layers. We'll see how it works.
Yeah.
And if it does, then it was a slicing issue.
Oh my god. What the hell?
Well,
I told everybody earlier we're rating into MakerDeck.
Yeah, but what I guess what it was, if it is a slicing issue, it was over extruding, or the extrusion multiplier was set too high, or
Dude, but I didn't touch. That's
you
what
didn't
I'm
have
saying.
to. It was in a new profile that you never used before.
No, but I'm saying that. Okay, no, it wasn't. I've been using the same profiles over and over and over again. So the only thing I can think about, to your point, was it must have been a corruption.
The corrupting sector on the card.
It must have been because. And usually Windows tells me, hey, there's a problem with the drive, you need to fix it, and didn't say anything. But I'm thinking about using a different, switching to a different drive.
Okay, well,
this is going to lay down fine. The first layer is going to lay down fine here. What's going to happen, if there's a problem, we'll know as soon as it jumps up to the second layer. That's where it's like click, 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 click.
Understood. So the only reason why Windows will actually give you a notification that the drive is bad is if the master boot record on the card is bad. If the master boot record is good, it will skip it, right? It will say it's fine.
Yeah.
So,
well, I have spare. Yeah, I have spare drives. That's inconsequential. I have drives coming out the wazoo that are speedy and USB 3-ish and all that.
Well, that only supports USB 2, so don't put a USB 3 in there. While you're printing yours, I'm checking mine to make sure they're still going okay. It's looking really clean. What's MakerDeck? No clue. No clue, Liz. No clue whatsoever.
Oh, Liam, you're killing me, dude.
I'm just playing along with Liz. Yeah, guys, if you haven't okay, MakerDeck is really cool.
I'm pretty sure everyone is.
10 makers out there printing at the same time, and you watch them all live. It's really cool. And we rotate the makers, so you see different types of printers, different style printers.
All right.
So it's really cool to watch. I do a lot of IDEX printing on it. So I'm using my IDEX machines, but I'm not doing IDEX printing today. But I do some IDEX. We have 2 extruders on the one printer head, on the one X-axis. It's kind of cool to watch.
By the way, Midnight Smith, if he's still here, thank you for the cheer. I missed that. We picked up a few new followers.
Good.
Too. I don't know if I've seen him chatting as actively. This is not a normal stream. This is like, I'm way early in the day, but I'm like, I was having problems and I needed to I was like, dude. And so Liam was asking about getting onto MakerDeck. I'm like, oh, hang on. I'm like, I've been having this problem. And he said, oh, you can call. And I'm like, no. Why don't I just load Stream Deck and we can just stream it, because might as well. We're just going to be sitting here throwing this information out to the ether. We might as well, help potentially teach someone else about it. I mean, seriously, if this goes, here we go. We're at the point. This is it.
Oh, Chris, what you can do is when you're done with this, download it and throw it up in your YouTube as well.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Well, I have backup. I do backup on a secondary YouTube. Hang on, it won't click yet. It'll start doing the clicks if it goes when it starts filling in the middle. That's the inner ring.
Yeah, we'll soon the intro.
Yeah. I'll know when. Oh God, I'm getting nervous. Don't click, Saganaki. No.
It's printing fine.
Oh my God.
It's a profile problem.
Oh my God. No, dude, but the profile was fine. That's what I'm saying.
Bad sector on the disk. It's either, two things could have happened, right? It's either a bad sector of the disk on the USB, or
unbelievable.
When you saved the file, you didn't right-click and eject it.
Click.
And didn't finish
Hang on.
What?
I heard a click. It was a brief click. It wasn't heavy. It's not a heavy click.
Keep going.
But that
Layer
filled in
3.
better than before, seemingly.
Layer 3.
I don't know, dude. I just don't. I don't know if we're out of the woods.
Let it
I
keep
really
going.
don't. But that layer 2 went down easier.
Saginac, stop it.
No, click, click, click,
Is it clicking?
click, click, click. Still clicking, dude. And I did a reslice from the STL on a file that's printed just fine before.
So when we print an existing file, it prints fine, but when we print a new file, it's a problem.
No. Okay. I exported the same file that I've printed. Okay, I've printed so many of these. Like this is it, so the file. I mean, and I've sliced using those profiles, et cetera, et cetera. This is definitely the new.
Okay, question. The last file we printed, I printed fine, was printed was sliced some time back.
No,
and
it was sliced the other day.
Okay, and it printed fine.
Yeah.
So the only thing it could be that and since that printed fine, mechanically the machine is good. Agreed? Because otherwise that would have problems too.
Hang on, I'm gonna go back to a file that I know printed fine.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Ha ha ha.
I love that show.
Okay, now I know this file printed fine before. This is the same model, different file.
Okay.
So I know this one printed fine before.
Okay, let's see what happens. And if it does print without clicking, it's a sign that it's a slicer issue.
What the fuck am I going to do with the slicer?
We need to figure out what the profile is. What's wrong with the profile?
But that's what I'm saying. I keep nuking profiles, dude. I don't have a lot of profiles. I genuinely do.
He has good filament in. We know this filament works because we printed with it with a file that was sliced a few weeks ago. Fine. Yeah, there is a strange dude called Liam on MakerDeck, yeah. And apparently he looks like me too. No, this is his evil twin.
Why would the Death Star, the little tiny Death Star was printing fine, but this little Lego stud is just giving me problems. And even another thing that I printed was giving me problems as well. So I don't think it's the file. I don't think it's the profile.
Well, let's see what happens, because you said this printed successfully before.
Yeah.
So in this very file that you're using, you didn't reslice it. It's in the old file.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens with the old file.
At least I'm pretty sure. Let me go back further. Just in case.
That's funny. Yeah.
All right, now this one I know. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, the file does not print right. I don't know if it's the USB.
Well, he tried one a while ago and it printed.
Yeah, it's the oversized Lego, the stud. And I mean, I haven't had any problems printing it, 5-6 times over. But still think it's hardware. Yeah,
I'm hoping not. I don't. The fact that the last one printed.
The last one was coming out just fine. The little tiny Death Star was coming out just fine.
So he's trying an older file right now to see how.
Yeah, I'm trying the same file, different export. And like I said, we'll know pretty quickly whether or not.
It's all about elimination. I agree.
Well, let's see if it clicks on the prime line.
Well, the last time it didn't click in the prime line either.
No, the last time it didn't. It
Yeah.
waited. We got through the second layer, and then the third layer was click, click, click. So the only thing I could possibly think about doing is doing another first layer calibration.
Well, that looks okay.
Yeah.
When you hear no clicks, that's good.
No.
So let's watch this print and see. We went through that and we cleared it all out, and it still clicks when he does the newer slice version of this model, So we're trying an older file to see if it prints fine, because the last older file we tried printed okay. So we're going to try a different older file to see if it prints okay, a bigger model, which this is. And if that prints okay, it tends to lead towards a slicing problem.
I'd rather deal with the slicing problem.
Yeah. Well, let's see how this goes.
Yeah. He's clean.
That's good.
Only clicks during infill, which uses retraction with gyroid infill. No, I'm not using gyroid infill. I'm using adaptive that I know of, adaptive cubic.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a problem with gyroid either.
I agree. A slicing problem is easier. So let's see what happens with layer 2 on this. Sorry, I'm just checking out my prints while
yeah, do your thing.
Well, no, they're running away. I'm just making. I had the one in the back here. He kept getting clogged. It kept getting jammed up on me, and I said, "Remember the PTFE? Some of it broke off and got stuck in the passage."
Godflake says he had a similar issue. Pinion gear on the extruder grub screws had come loose. Okay, where's the pinion gear on the extruder grub screws?
If the extruder motor, there's a gear on that on the stem coming off that motor, and that gear. There's grub screws that hold it in the extruder.
Okay. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like where point me to it, because that's the next step is trying to look at that extruder.
Well, I can show you. Do I have another extruder here? Well,
can I do it with it on, or do I have to take it off?
You'd have to. You can't do it while it's printing. You'll have to turn it and find.
Well,
the
yeah.
Down. Yeah, he said it's not easy to get to.
Don't think it's getting even infill. It's happening in layer 2, 3 on the bottom fill. No, it's looking clean on my end here.
Well, that's a good first layer. That's always a good sign.
It's a great first layer. It's a pristine first layer. The first layer doesn't tend to be the problem.
We're going to look at the extruder. This is still layer 1.
Just get the Bondtech extruder coming. What?
Well, the Bondtech extruder just gives you better stability in extruding because it's a dual gear extruder, and you get more forward, more.
I mean, it is entirely possible. Well, I only took apart the extruder to clean out the gears, and the problem was happening before then. Is what I'm saying.
So it wasn't that.
And I've taken it apart before and put it back together with no issues whatsoever. And now Mink Customs were kind of still. We did some maintenance, but we were kind of still stymied, and it could have come down to the file. It could have come down to the slice, possibly.
Yeah.
And we're the first layer seemingly always works fine. First layer's fine. The second layer on this particular file in a different export was potentially giving problems. So we just tried another file altogether that had been already sliced, and it came across perfect.
And this is a similar, which is an older file that's previously sliced that worked fine.
Yeah, This one definitely works fine.
The weather changed. In Seattle, it's always raining. It never changes.
Well, yeah, it kind of got warmer, Buana. I mean, but it's just that one file was the problem. Seemingly, because we just printed out something else that was just fine, and we've cleaned out everything, and we've looked at everything. Yeah, it's going to do the perimeter. It's fine with. It's when it starts doing the perimeters, I should say, as it's doing the spin around. It's fine. It's when it starts doing then.
Yeah, the walls are good. Just the infill is where you get the
yeah. And I'm using adapt.
Hey, Josh.
Let's find out. Sounds fine. But remember last time it got to layer 3 and it started choking.
Yeah, let's wait.
Jeez, what the fart?
Initially, it was always happening in layer 2.
Yeah, initially it was layer 2.
Yeah, and we did a full clean out of the hot end, like of the filament pad and everything. So there was gunk in there. We got rid of it all. Hey, Josh, good to see you too. So let's see what happens. No, we do not want clicking sound effects. No, thank you. So this is layer 3.
Yeah, it kind of got a little weird over here. I mean, it seemingly will recover.
Well, the next layer will just melt that down, so.
No click, dude. It has to have been the file.
Wait. Let's do a couple of layers.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like.
And it could be the way the file was sliced.
Jeez, but I didn't do anything different.
Yeah, we all say that until we go back and look through the settings.
Yeah, but Liam, hang on. Click.
Are you clicking now?
Yeah. Click.
Why is it doing that?
Completely different file. Old file works fine. File works fine.
Can you look at the extruder gear, see if it's popping?
No, it's going. It's fine. I'm looking right at it. Like there's no debris, no nothing. Everything's going fine. Click.
Tell me when the clicking stops.
Stopped.
Okay, when we do the next layer, tell me we're going to do the same thing, right? Tell me when the gear
click.
Okay. Now, I want to see if it's true the same as the next one, the next layer, because what happened was it only clicked when it was on one corner of the bed, one corner of the print, and not on the other.
Okay, what would that mean?
It means one side is high and the ABL is not adjusting for it.
But we didn't auto bed leveling.
Yes, but I think if I remember correctly, the command is M106, I believe. It has to be in your start G code to use the existing ABL settings.
But I'm saying I don't touch anything in the slicer.
All right,
the gantry is leaning. Dude,
it could be the gantry. It could be lean. It could be that too.
Dude, I'm level.
No. He means if the gantry, if the X gantry is slightly inclined, it will print fine on one side and be too close on the other side, causing the clicks.
I don't even know where to begin to adjust that.
That's all about measuring and tightening everything up and lining it up again. It's just a possibility. Move it to another. Oh yeah, move it to the corner of the bed closest to the camera and try again, because it doesn't seem to be clicking on this side. That would actually validate it somewhat. I agree.
So move the model, you mean?
In your slicer?
Yeah.
So is it clicking? Well, now let's see if clicking's happening again.
Click. It clicked.
When on the far side of the head?
On the far side front.
But never when it's on this side, right?
On this side.
Yeah. So it's on the side close to the camera, it doesn't click, but on the far side it does.
Well.
Am I correct?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So
hang on.
Stop the job.
Just a second.
Sure.
I want to confirm.
Because if that is the case, then I would say move the part close to one corner and print towards the camera and print it there. And if it prints fine there, then it could be the gantry could be inclined, could be off kilter. And it actually, yeah. So the Midnight Smith has just posted a link there of how to correct that.
Oh, okay.
So copy that link, Chris.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'll dump it into private chat if you want for you. It's easier.
Do not turn the printer off. Oh, why are the photos not loading?
Yeah, I just dumped into private chat to you.
Yeah, no, I see it. I see it, but like the photos aren't loading. And I definitely need photos. Hasn't clicked in a... There's a click. Yeah.
Well, the higher it gets up, the less it will do it, because over time, what happens is it flattens itself out and eventually it compensates over time, over distance, right? So if it, like,
but before it was clicking over here, it would start over here and click.
Yeah.
So I can't. The photos aren't loading here on that link. Give me a second. Let me refresh.
Let me try to mine.
Yeah, the photos are not loading. No ad blockers either. Yeah, it kind of clicks in the same kind of general area in the front, closest to the camera.
It's not clicking there, or it's clicking there.
It is like it like up in this general range up here.
And it's not. But the last time it was on the other side, correct?
I thought so. At least before.
But it's starting to click less and less as it goes up.
Seemingly.
Which means whatever is off, it is correcting for. So a small part, the really small part you printed, there was so little distance between them. Any variation in height wouldn't really make much of a difference.
Right.
The part is a larger part. So if the axis or something's off kilter, right, the variation in height is going to be more prominent over distance. So
off kilter in terms of
one of your axes could be slightly tilted off, like your x-axis could be sagging a little bit on one side or whatever, which is why
is that an issue with how the printer is sitting potentially?
Well, sitting, being moved around can cause it to move.
Okay, I'm gonna try something. It may introduce another problem altogether, but I can deal with the other problem.
You're going to move the printer to something else, onto the workbench.
Yeah, no more clicking. It got up high.
Yeah, because
no more clicking.
So whatever was causing the variance, so it's not a mechanical issue on the extrusion area. It's something to do with how parallel your x-axis is to your bed. And if they're not perfectly parallel to each other, which is why ABL should adjust for that, but if they're not perfectly parallel and ABL is not adjusting for it, what's going to happen is, as it travels over distance, one is moving closer or further away. That's causing it.
So
it is an issue with cantilever designs.
I kind of want to let it keep going.
You can, but I'm just saying that link that they gave you for checking the square of everything.
Yeah.
I would go through that process.
Well, I'm waiting for the photos to load, because if the images don't load, this is useless to me.
I don't know why it's not loading for you. It's loading fine for me.
Definitely not loading.
And I got a slower internet connection than you do. You have what? AT&T gig up down? Yeah.
No, it's not a gig. That's for sure. It's just not loading. Chrome will not load it. No ad blockers or anything. Just will not load it.
I use Chrome. Well, all right. Well, whatever.
Click. In the front, again though.
Yeah, but it's only that area.
The front-ish area.
Yeah. Yeah, it loaded fine for me too, so I don't know. That's a good question. Fixing this is there anything between the bed and the build plate? You clean that off, right?
Click in the back.
It's intermittent.
Yeah, it's intermittent.
Around that one section. I would go through the squaring of everything again.
The what?
The process, when you get it to load later on, go through the process of squaring up your axes. to make sure they're all equal and they're all properly aligned, because some could be flagging.
Yeah, again, I'm looking. I can't see any pictures, so this is like very difficult for me to visualize.
Yeah.
How do you know if it's level though, without a level?
They walk you through the process.
Dang it! Click. Same kind of area. And it could have been that it's too.
And this is the same model, right?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's
This one worked. I just want to see, honestly, I just want to see if I can get a successful printout.
You will, because it will adjust over distance. It will compensate over distance. I've had some where the bed was badly warped, and you come over on the first layer, it'll click like crazy, and then come over and it'll print fine elsewhere because the bed was really bad, and it'll keep repeating. After 2 or 3 layers, it stopped because what happened was it compensated for the bed.
Do I possibly need to use drop the heatsink down a little? Is it possible that it's too high?
No.
Okay.
No. Too high because ABL, and you need your Z offset, so that adjusts for whatever height.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Possibly in the first layer.
Dude, there's no way it can be a partial clog. Zero chance, dude.
No,
we've cleaned it out.
That whole hot end.
I don't have an extra nozzle either. Although I don't know if it's the nozzle that's the problem.
We use the same nozzle, but we cleaned everything out. Nozzle is a possibility, but it's low, I would say, because everything else is cleaned out, and filament flows fine, and the first layer goes down fine, so I don't think it's a nozzle. It looks like it's extruding fine now.
Yeah, it looks like it's fine. I haven't heard a click in maybe a layer or two. So I'm just letting it go just to see, how well it comes out, etc. And if we run into other problems.
Nope, that's good. Nope, but let it run and see how it looks at the end.
Yeah, especially if it doesn't click as it's going up, then it's just further troubleshooting information, right? It's
Agreed.
Like, well, it printed fine at the beginning, or at the end, but like was really clicky in the beginning.
Well, one good way, if it's an extrusion issue, which I don't think it is, and now that we've cleaned everything out, when the part is done, it'll feel soft. It'll actually give easily, right? Because the layers are there's not
in that same area too. Click. Yeah, and I keep reloading. I've restarted Chrome. I have no problem on the other pages though, but for some reason this page does not want to.
So do me a favor.
I'm going to try it in Safari. Yeah, Safari it works just fine.
When you hear a click, put your finger on camera where the click is coming from.
Yeah.
And let's see if it repeats in the same area.
Well, it's generally been on this side of things.
Yeah, but the next time you hear it.
Yeah.
So then, and for the next couple of times, mark it so we see if it's always the same spot.
Yeah. Because it's been largely up on this side. Yeah, click here. Click here. Click in the back. There was a click in the back.
That should be compensating by now.
If it was that issue, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to keep going with it, because like.
Well, yeah. It's all about learning how to troubleshoot if you haven't done it.
I don't know, that infill just looks so weird.
It does. It looks spongy.
Yeah. Not spongy. It's a gyroid infill, but it looks.
Well, gyroid should be a whole series of.
Yeah, I know, but it's like. Yeah, but it's like. intermittent. It just looks not. It doesn't look.
Then that's
It doesn't look well structured. It doesn't look well structured, is what I'm saying. It's like
that's a flow problem then.
Yeah. But again, I had no problem with flow before on this file. In this file.
Yeah. Which then comes back to the extruder or the hot end getting too warm and softening material in there. When it gets onto the infill, oh no, it's kicking, so it's not pushing forward. Yeah.
Click, click in the back. Click, click. Specifically in the infill. It seems to click only on the infill.
Okay, so, but is the extruder jumping? Do you see the extruder skipping when it clicks?
Hang on, let me watch.
Look at the extruder gear. See, like it goes forward and slips backwards. Right when it clicks. Or is it clicking coming from the hot end?
It's not coming from the hot end.
Okay. Discord. Let me go into Discord. 1 second, guys. Where did you post them? On MakerDeck? Let me get down here. And if so, which channel?
Hasn't skipped yet. I mean, hasn't clicked. No clicks yet.
Yeah, so let me see. Where did he say he posted?
What?
In printer help. Okay, let me go to the street in the printer help one. He, Miller Design said he posted some images up there, and I'm going to check them out on printer help. Let's see.
Yeah, it's the infill that just looks sparse. So, is that a flow problem?
Yes.
Okay, so what could that point to? Because I don't think it's software then.
No, then it comes down to possibly heat creep. So it could possibly still be heat creep.
Heard a click, but it didn't. I heard a light click.
It could possibly still be. It could be heat creep or an extruder issue. Yeah. So he said, just
click,
yeah,
but it doesn't slip. Click, click, but it doesn't slip.
It's clicking but not slipping.
Yeah.
The extruder still turning regular. There's no jittering at all.
Nope.
If the extruder is going okay, I'm wondering, well, potentially temperature, but he's printed this very file successfully in the past.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if it's the extruder. It could either be the stepper chip or the extruder itself, the extruder motor. Do me a favor. Adjust the extruder so it puts more pressure on the material. There should be an adjuster screw there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. As soon as I can find my damn Allen. I've got too many damn tools out. Right. Okay, I gave it a good half turn.
Okay, let's see what happens now after that. So it actually pushes more pressure between the gear and the wheel. Let's see what happens with the infill after a few layers.
Yeah. Perimeter is fine. Perimeter looks pristine.
Now you can, if you shine a light outside the part, from the outside, like on your cell phone or whatever, and look at the inside of the outer walls. See if there's light, if there's spotty light coming through. Like it's not like one color. You see brighter areas. If you do, it means even the walls are not good.
Everything seems fine there.
Okay. Yeah, his is not a thumb screw. His is an Allen wrench, apparently.
Yeah, it's an Allen wrench.
Now that you adjusted, has any more clicking?
Not yet, but it's been intermittent. It's.
Yeah,
we'll listen. We're listening for it.
Yeah.
Welcome to a matinee version of Chris Pirillo. I mean, seriously, because I wanted to watch the Batman today and Ozark and catch up on all my shows.
You can still watch them, because if adjusting the extruder tension was it, then by taking it apart, we may have introduced an issue, right?
Yeah, but it had the same issue before. That's why I took it apart. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Pink. Pink wants to flip a table for me. Please do. Where's your mallet? Where's Pink's mallet when you need one?
You need a bigger mallet, yeah. If all else fails, get a bigger hammer, right?
You don't need Thor. You just got Pink. She's got a mallet. She go whack, whack, whack.
No.
I need her mallet. Hang on. Click, click. Yep, I heard a click.
Well, that jumping is probably Z-hop.
It's click, click, click. It clicked again. Liam.
Okay, I'm thinking. Can't you see the smoke coming out my ears?
Yeah.
We can hear the gears grinding in my head. So.
Can't say that the infill looks any better either. That is Z-hop. What is Z-hop?
Z-hop is when it changes a layer, it lifts up and moves to the start point and continues.
Okay.
It raises and it jumps maybe 0.2 of a millimeter up before it moves to the start point for the next layer again. Or when it's jumping from outer wall to inner wall and so on.
Well, that seems normal.
Yeah, it is. Z-hop is it. Some people use it, some people don't. It depends on what you're doing.
I honestly, I press default. I'm like, here, this is a button that's not going to blow anything up. Click. Click.
Yeah, even that support looks kind of thin.
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
Yeah, is it clicking when it retracts? I don't think so.
No, it's not clicking. I know it's clicking specifically when it's doing the infill, seemingly. When it's doing the support, not so much. But when it's doing the infill, that's when it's clicking. And it's just a regular gyroid infill. Yeah, no problem, Saganaki. Just turn the camera on. I mean, it's been intermittent clicking. It doesn't click all the time.
But it seems to print more. It seems to click on larger pieces, whereas a small part you printed a while ago would print just fine.
See, that round was fine. No clicking on support. I think the clicking only happens when it's the infill.
Okay, let's see what happens. Let's let it go around this time. But that support even looks thin to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The support isn't. It doesn't look great.
No.
And
that means that's an extrusion. That's an extrusion issue.
Okay, but I'm using defaults.
I understand, but that signifies an extrusion problem.
Okay, which would mean
at the hot end.
Yeah.
So it then comes back to again. It then comes back to either the motor, the extruder chip on the board, or you're getting heat creep.
Troubleshooting the heat creep is going to be impossible. I can just tell you.
You see that part there where the right in front of right over the hot end that has all those curves that are with the gaps in them.
The what?
Right in front, right there by the camera, above the heat block.
Yeah.
You have that black area that says original Prusa.
Yeah.
Inside there, is there any dust or gunk built up inside there? Those grooves?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, because that is are behind it.
It's clean. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm just.
And I have compressed air. I can blow on it. It's not a.
You can blow that out. It won't do any harm. It's a test print anyway.
Nothing's flying off.
Is that compressed air or is that what is that you're using?
Yeah, it's compressed air. Okay, now it's clicking on the perimeter.
Yeah, but see, okay, that blower that you're using doesn't have the same pressure as compressed air.
Oh.
There's no way near the outward pressure to blow stuff out of there.
It was clicking on the supports there.
He cleaned all that out, wire balls. Yes, all done. We've been through all of that. It comes down to it's an extrusion issue for definite. I can even see it in the supports. They just look bad.
Feeble, yeah. But But if I've changed nothing, so then it's got to be hardware. Because this printed out just fine before.
Yeah, it is. It's something in the hardware, and
it's a Nozzle X.
Yeah.
Those need 10 hotter.
Yeah, but he's been using it for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah. So it needs 10 hotter?
Yeah, Nozzle X, because you're a steel nozzle, you need to go about 5 or 10 degrees above normal.
No one told me that.
Okay, because brass is a better conductor of heat than steel is. So because it's a really bad.
I'm going to 225.
Okay, try it.
210. But how high can I go with the PLA? I can't go above 230.
You can. PLA can. It's about what heat hits the. It's about the heat that hits the material, not the.
But I've been printing. Yeah, I've been printing fine with. Maybe I do need to go back to a brass, like a good brass.
Well, go up temperature again. Let's try it again.
Yeah, I did. I'm at 10. I'm at 225.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah. So. Steel is a bad conductor. It's actually kind of an insulator of heat, so you have to overdo the temps to compensate for that.
No one tells me this.
Oh, okay. The Nozzle X should actually have it on their website, I believe.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay.
So let's see how it goes when it gets temp.
So how am I going to adjust everything for it? Just automatically go up by 10. First layer and second layer. Steel wears less. Yeah, I have a feeling the next one I'm going to find some good brass. Maybe Prusa. Does Prusa sell them? I know there are a billion. I want to find a good nozzle, but I think I want to brass will find because I'm not even using abrasive stuff.
Yeah, unless you use it like glow in the dark is abrasive.
Yeah, I don't use that. I just use straight up PLA. Wood. Yeah, I don't mess with that.
Okay, good.
I went with Nozzle X and I was like, oh yeah, Nozzle X. I'm like, okay, well, sure, if it's going to last longer.
Yeah.
Oh, printed solids. I asked David.
Hey, Dave.
No, I mean he's not here. But...
Oh, sorry. I thought you said he was. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah, I mostly stay with brass because I don't do abrasive materials.
Well, let me put it this way. That may have been it.
Is it printing?
It's been printing. It's the question of...
Is it clean?
Yeah, well, yeah, not just is it clean, but it's a question of if we're going to hear clicking again. Because clicking usually indicates, well, make it hotter. I'm like, well, how much hotter can I go? It's never been a problem.
Yeah. So let's do a few layers, see how it goes.
Yeah. Hey, Alex.
But it's been 2 hours of troubleshooting, right? That's a good 2 hours.
Yeah. So yeah, that may have been. Haven't heard a click since moving up.
Yeah, let's wait. Yeah, steel is a really bad conductor of heat.
Good to know. I replaced the nozzle a few months ago. Wasn't that long ago, really.
Yeah,
but I've been printing fine with it. That's what I'm saying. Like nothing.
Yeah, but the material you are printing would probably have printed fine at a lower temperature.
Okay, then that'd be the difference.
When you were printing at 215, when it probably printed fine at about 200 degrees or 205.
Right.
So, and that's why you wouldn't have seen it. But if this requires a higher temperature, this material does, then it would show up, because now you have a material that requires a higher temperature and you have to go over it.
So I think I got to get some brass nozzles. I think that's the bottom line.
No, just add a couple.
Yeah, I hear. Yeah. I hear that. But I just assume, because I'm not using abrasive filaments, I just assume go with something that's a little more in line with what I'm printing.
Well, it doesn't matter, because even with a steel nozzle, right, it wears a lot. The hardened steel nozzle will wear less. So you won't have to change them as often as you would a brass.
Right. So I just have to remember, add 5 to 10.
It lasts longer. So there's a benefit of using a steel nozzle.
Hang on just a second, Liam.
Silk is not abrasive, no. Silk has elastomers added to it to make it shiny. And those elastomers are not abrasive.
See, the funny thing is, people don't... Y'all, it's...
How is the infill in the last layer? How does it look?
Give me a second.
Sure.
As stupid as this sounds, I leave notes for myself. I leave in the kit, like different things, like, okay, this is where it has to be for this. This is where it has to be for this. I have little stupid Post-it notes because that's how, because otherwise I forget. Y'all don't understand. I am not a hardware guy at all.
What?
No, I'm looking to see if it's clean.
Does it look better?
It doesn't look worse.
Okay,
it's hard to say. It's hard to say without a good 10 layers.
Yeah, give it a few layers. We'll even tell with the supports as well if they start printing better, because they were under extruding. You can see those squiggly lines in the supports. That's under extrusion.
Yeah. PLA filaments use additives which can affect the best melting temp. That's what I'm saying. It's all over the map. And I just feel, I understand what you're saying. I would have to replace steel less frequently, but honestly, the way we swapped out the nozzle here today was far easier than the first time I did it, because Krusty sent that tool. I didn't have the tool the first time I did it. So it was more challenging. Like, God, I don't want to do this again. So changing that nozzle out was relatively inconsequential. Just switching it out. I could do that.
Oh yeah,
again.
that little adjuster, the hand wrench, the hand one.
Yeah,
it's really good. I don't use one. I have to say I don't use one, but I don't change nozzles all that often. And one of my printers, I can remove the nozzle by pushing a button and just pulling it out and putting a new one in.
So like I could see myself, swapping out easily 6 months. Like that was inconsequential. I just like changing your filters, right?
Yeah. So I agree. You don't need PLA for steel, but you don't need steel for PLA, but you'll just get way more life out of them, because brass does eventually.
Yeah, but like 6 months to swap out, and it's like nothing.
Oh yeah, well, 6 months. I have printers here that have been printing for 2 years and I haven't even changed a nozzle on some of them, and they're brass.
Yeah, no, I went my first. I didn't swap one out until over a year, and it needed it.
That support material is looking better.
So I went an additional 10 on this. Yeah. But my concern is going too hot with the filament just to get to work with the steel. You understand what I'm saying? Because then I end up having globs.
As long as you don't, for PLA, as long as you don't go over 260. At 260, PLA crystallizes.
Yeah, but okay, but what I'm saying is otherwise it gets too warm and then I have over extrusion issues. So I don't want to push the temperature high for the steel. Here's the bottom line. I'm going to talk to David, see what brass nozzles he has and then swap out.
That's bridging right now, is it?
Yeah, no, it's bridging fine.
And it looks good.
No, I've never had a problem with bridging.
We upped the temperature because you're running a Nozzle X. So we upped the temperature by 10 degrees.
And I'm at 10. I'm at 225 right now. I went on the high end.
It's because it's a steel nozzle, a hardened steel nozzle. You need to up the temp because hardened steel is not a good heat conductor. That looks good.
The bridging looks great.
And how is the layers that it just put down on the outside?
Let me see.
And even the support. The support looks good. The top 1 or 2 layers. I see solid white, not gray. You know, it's not as opaque.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I feel that it's still the gyroid supports. The infill still looks a little sloppy.
Well, that's because what was underneath it was sloppy. So, but if that bridging looks good, that's a good indicator that it's flowing okay.
Yeah, it did not give out. Yeah, Midnight Smith. I'm confident now. I'm going to get brass, which is fine. Like I said, the swap out just today was like inconsequential.
Yeah,
it was exceedingly simple with the tool. I had not had a chance to use the tool until Liam suggested what we had to do. So with that tool, haven't heard. By the way, I don't think I've heard a click in all these.
That's a good sign. That's a really good sign.
So good. That may have been it.
There's no back pressure coming from it because it can push forward without meeting resistance.
Yeah, everything's looking good. Boy, I may have a good print after all. Well, seemingly, hopefully.
The 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters on the bottom is going to be like a sponge because it was under extruding. That's my guess.
Yeah. Well, I'll know. I'll know pretty quickly. Yeah, it was just a. Well, this is pushing me back to brass. Yeah, I got lucky.
Because if you look at the infill, you can see it's really like wavy and bandy, and in the top layers of it, it looks like a solid white line. Correct?
Yeah, supports are way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, supports are like fantastically better. I think we may have at least fixed the prop. Jeez. But here's the thing. I was printing at higher temperatures and was having problems. So I just you understand what I was saying?
Yeah, but the thing is we did clear a lot of gunk out of the hot end first.
Yeah, but there wasn't. I understand, but what I'm saying is I was printing at higher temperatures anyway and having problems. That's what I'm saying. So
well, you're not, but now it seems to be working fine.
It seems to be working fine. Like I said, my concern is I was printing with other filament at higher temperatures and having the same problem. So that's where then the temper it became too hot. So then I'd get over extrusion, and so
yes, it was flowing too easy.
Right.
But here's the thing you must remember, right?
Because at 225.
Because brass absorbs heat faster, it's a better conductor of heat. The heat gets to the material in the center way easier. But on the steel nozzle, the higher temperature just means that it takes longer for the heat to permeate into the way the filament is. So even though it's hot on the outside, it's actually at the proper temperature for the filament on the inside.
Yep. I think I am gonna have to like get better nozzles. Are there, because I know there are bad nozzles out there. Are there good nozzles on Amazon I can just grab real quick?
I
good one. Like I don't want like garbage nozzles. I
print with cheap nozzles, and I never have problems with them.
Yeah, I understand that, but
I know it's up to you what you want. Like I said, look.
Yeah, so the Midnight Smiths do not. Well, where do I get a good knot? I guess I'm gonna have to go through David.
This is the print quality I get with nozzles.
Yeah, I hear you. But you also understand this crap a hell of a lot better than I do. This is an E3D nozzle.
E3D are good. Yep, they have good nozzles.
Well, that's what I got now. It's the Nozzle X.
How's it looking, Chris?
I mean, let me put it. It doesn't need to look any. It sounds fine.
Yeah, but does it look clean? Does it look like it's gappy?
Yeah, no, it looks. Yeah.
Good.
Sounds clean. Looks clean. Yeah, no. This is an E3D Nozzle X. At least that was my understanding. So I think I'm gonna ping David. Yeah.
Well, it looks like the temperature adjustment upping it has helped as well.
It was the changing the temperature is that did it for at least this filament. What I'm saying is the other filament that I was doing this is what didn't make any sense. It's like I've done this before. How is this a problem?
Well, I'll tell you what I do when I get materials, right? I go through, no matter whatever nozzle or whatever I have on it, right? If it's always brass nozzles, that's one thing. But if I have some machines that have metal nozzles. If I change the nozzle from a brass to metal, and even different filament types, I go through the whole rigmarole of doing temperature towers. I go through the whole rigmarole of doing retraction testing. And I do all of this for different materials, and sometimes I'll even do it between different colors because different colors can print differently, right?
Yeah.
And I make a profile in my slicer for that, and then when I'm going to use that material on that printer, I have those predefined folders. But I always go through those testing because, as I said, I find white and black being the most troublesome materials to print, and because the additives are change the print parameters so much. Right?
Well, I tell you, the takeaway here is I'm going brass. So I think I've got a temp fix in the sense that temperatures are going to have to be higher, but I don't want to go higher than 225.
You shouldn't.
I don't want to go. Well, but that's what I'm saying is that I did have to.
What are you running now?
Right now I'm at 225 with this filament. On the other filament, I don't want to go higher than 225 because then it starts over extruding with this nozzle specifically. So you're gonna have to learn what the right temperature is for that material. I'm just saying this is a temporary thing because I'm gonna get brass nozzles. I'm not gonna mess with this.
Okay. Yeah, I have a machine that I can do. I can print in one machine up to 500 degrees.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know about that. Alex, if you want, I mean, I don't care, and it's good to see you, and it's good to see everybody here. If you want, you can drop a link. Links are safe. If you've got a link to that, because I thought that's where I got from the E3D store on Amazon. I'm pretty sure I did. No, I'm just gonna go brass. Brass is what this came with, and I think who was it? Is it some Silver Sunbeam? Are you saying you're sending some? I swear, someone I've lost count who it is. Miller's sending nozzles, I think. Give me a second. Let me look in help again.
You're sending PTSD.
Silver Sunbeam. Yeah, but he's got a couple Silver Sunbeam. Okay, yeah. So he's got a couple of nozzles or a nozzle.
No, I don't have any Prusa machines. What?
Okay, but I don't. I'm fine with the Prusa original nozzle. I just don't want to put a no-name generic nozzle on here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess with no-name generic nozzle.
Because I have some machines here I've never changed the nozzle on, and they're a couple of years old, and they print great. And I have others I have switched them out for various reasons. I have one that's all metal. I have some I've switched them out because I wanted to go to a larger diameter.
Yeah, I'm just going with 0.4. I'm sticking with 0.4 is fine for me right now.
Yeah, on my big printer, I'm gonna go to a 0.8.
So yeah, nozzles are funny. Hardened steel like PLA at 205. Jesus, I honestly. So wait, the Midnight Smith. What kind of nozzles do you have? Because I'm serious. I'd grab them. The Prussian nozzles are great. It's genuine E3D. Is this okay? Is this the official one? Okay, I'm gonna grab a couple of these. Genuine E3D V6, 1.75, 0.4. Okay. Brass. Or is it brass? Is that Silver Sunbeam? Is that a brass nozzle? It looks like brass. It's definitely not hardened, which is fine. Yes, brass. Thank you. I'm just gonna grab those. I'm not gonna bother David.
You can get the brass, or you can get the brass coated ones as well, which are brass on the inside, but they're coated on the outside what's it coated with again?
Yeah, but I don't need to use coating because I could just use then I can use the steel brush.
Again, never do it when the printer's on.
Okay.
Actually, never use a steel brush in a brass nozzle. Steel brush will actually wear down the brass nozzle. You use a brass brush instead. You can buy cheap ones in Harbor Freight or some hardware stores. And when the machine is off, you can use the brass brush while the hot end is hot. You can use a brass brush on it, but never use steel because steel is harder than the brass and actually wears away your brass nozzles. Yeah, silicone stock would actually help with cooling and help with heat temperature maintenance as well. Does Prusa do have the silicone socks for their hot ends? I'm surprised.
I have no idea, dude.
I'm surprised they don't ship with them because most printers do ship with a silicone sock.
Okay, I'm grabbing the nozzles. They'll be here Tuesday, which is fine. I can now that I know I can print with this over the next few days. For the most part, I'm good. I think.
Just remember to bump temps, yeah.
So, but yeah, thank you for. Dude, I honestly could not have done it without all y'all. And here's the thing, I'll be back in 4 hours. I'm not. You can't get rid of me that easy. Oh yeah, no, that infill looks great.
It's looking clean now.
Yeah, clean, way cleaner. Yeah, way cleaner. Way cleaner.
Yeah, so Trek Nerd, I use silicone socks. The reason why I like them for two reasons. One is stabilizes the temperature on your heat block because the cooling system for your part can interfere with that and cause the temperature to fluctuate more. And secondly, if you do get a failure, it sticks to the heat block and it sticks to the silicone and gathers around the silicone and does not go up and stick to your heat block.
Is this a brass brush? Oh, hang on. Is this a brass brush?
Yes.
Okay, so I could use a brass brush on a brass nozzle.
Yeah. So when the nozzle is hot, while you pull a filament out, when the nozzle's hot, turn the printer off. Make sure you turn it off, and then you can rub it. Don't do it when it's on because the brush can conduct electricity, and if you come near those two red wires that are going into for your heater cartridge, you'll blow your main board because you'll short them out. And the reason why you take the filament out first, because you don't want it baking inside in the hot end when you're doing the cleaning.
Well, I learned a lot today.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's all part of the fun, right?
Sure.
Brass brush is good, yes. It is fun because now you know how to go through how to set up your hot end, how to make sure it's cleaned, which is a good maintenance step you should be doing every so often.
Yeah.
Clean out your hot end, make sure it's clean. If you don't do that, gunk will build up over time and it'll cause you problems and it will crystallize in the hot end. And PLA will crystallize over time if it's baked long enough. That's why you should never turn on your hot end and leave it sitting there 2 hours before starting to print because it can crystallize and now you have to dump your nozzle and find ways of cleaning out your hot end because your nozzle, it will cake into the nozzle and never come out.
Well, you'll see me printing tonight. I will be successfully printing tonight. Thanks, Liam, and thank you, Midnight Smith. I think Midnight Smith mentioned the Nozzle X note.
Yep.
Everyone helping with. I mean, there's so many y'all. Silver Sunbeam, thank you for. I know I may have a few care packages coming my way because Lord knows I need to find some PTFE, some good PTFE because I'm down to my last tube. And
well, if you can cut it yourself, if you can cut the PTFE yourself, some of the best PTFE out there is what's their names? What's it called?
I don't know. Because I got to get some. I want to find pre-sliced PTFE.
Okay,
my goal is to get pre-sliced because I don't want to mess. I don't want to mess with slicing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. It's Capricorn tubing is the best out there. It's really high quality PTFE, and now you'll get it as a string. They won't pre-slice it, but what you can do is you can buy it and just use a razor knife and cut it multiples out of it, so you can use it for your PTFE. And it makes a huge difference. But if you get the Capricorn XS, you need to use good quality filament, because if you don't use good quality filament, what happens is Capricorn tubing XS has very little tolerance in the bore of it, and if your filament is slightly out of spec, it will have problems going through it.
But as Silver Sunbeam notes, I need chamfered edges on the PTFE liner, and I don't have them right now. That's what and that could be a problem. And so that's why I need to get pre-sliced for the mini somehow. I know I've got a tubing trimmer. That's not the problem. Is getting a chamfered edge is the problem. That's the problem.
But then just order them straight off Prusa.
So if I can, because I don't have a customer, they sent this to me as a review.
I know, but you can just order it off their website. You can order the parts off them. Direct. PTFE is cheap, so I don't know what Prusa charges for theirs, but
well, all the support has been, use a step drill bit. You don't know, Alex. I do not. Don't overestimate my skill. It's very not.
Chris is a DIY. He's not a DIYer. He's a DI
buyer.
You to do it.
No. I'm a DI buyer.
A DIY.
A DI buyer is what I am.
I like that.
Oh, thank you, Silver Sunbeam. Thank you.
Yeah.
Y'all, you don't understand. I really do appreciate it. There's no way I could have done this on my own. Absolutely zero chance. And just like I say with MakerDeck, like I can't. That's not a single. I'm never on there, right? It's like y'all have been amazingly supportive. PTFE liners are cheap as shipping. Let's just buy in bulk, I guess.
Well, you just have to find a local reseller.
Yeah, well, finding one that's
isn't Printed Solid, are they Prusa resellers now?
I don't know.
Was it Printed Solid that recently got that announced that they were Prusa resellers?
I'll message Dave.
Yeah.
I'll ask.
Because if he is, he should have them in stock.
Yeah. All right.
They said yes, or they will be. It's in the process, maybe.
True.
So he may have them.
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna close. We're gonna raid MakerDeck, as I mentioned at the top, because I wasn't expecting to be on here for like 3 or 4 hours. So Liam, thank you for spending the time.
Of course.
And everybody for spending the time.
Yeah, this is all fun.
Well, it was fun for you. Me, I felt I had to suffer, but it was a good kind of suffering. I learned a lot.
See, Warren's been said it's the best stream ever.
Well, Voron Builder, I don't know about that. Well, I tell you what. Here's the promise. I promise this. Voron Builder and everybody. I run into another problem like this, I will stream again. Cause I can't. I'm just like scratching my head, like, what the F is going on? We've all learned something. Yes, right. We all learn together. Well, thanks to awesome teachers like so many of y'all out there in the greater community of folk on and off Twitch, and certainly Liam, because I'm learning.
That's good.
Hey, look at that. We made Sol de Prusia too.
Like,
Look at that.
I've jumped on streams with lots of other makers as well. Like
Yeah.
at the beginning, and it's fun for me to help troubleshoot stuff. So
yeah. Well, this is going to go on YouTube. I uploaded to the Chris Perillo Live. It's an archive YouTube channel. It's not my main channel, but this will be archived for posterity. It'll live on. That should be the Maker Deck slogan.
Wow.
We all learn together. Something like that.
What you need to do is you need to make a song out of it and put it to "We All Stand Together" by Paul McCartney.
Oh boy.
We all learn
Hang
together.
on, wait. Give me a second.
Building and learning together. That's actually not a bad slogan.
How does this not? Wait, give me a second. Does this? Do I do it?
Look, now I'm learning. So you're successfully printing. I am successfully printing. We're all happy.
Seemingly.
Well, it looks good, you said, and the walls look solid, and the infill is okay, you said, right?
Yeah, everything seems fine.
So the only way to find out is to start to print again and see how it goes.
Yeah. That is the question.
The heaviest of the clicking was happening in the lower one, so start to print again, but when you do so, do it with a bumped up temp to 225.
Okay.
Oh, I fixed one of mine this morning because I had a problem with extrusion on one of mine. But it's printing fantastic right now. This part actually failed. It should be this much higher. So I dropped everything below the bed and printed the remaining part, which is on the printer right now. So I'll just glue them together when it's done.
All right, we've successfully raided. Did you see we have a new raid emote too? I don't know if you've seen it on Maker Deck.
I'll have to go over and have a look.
It's got the nozzle and it says raid. A Fix'em dude ended up doing it.
Cool.
It was fun. Yeah, dude. I like I said, for real. I couldn't even begin.
You're still broadcasting, by the way.